Pikachu. Let's play. Pikachu. Dance.
I can't take it anymore.
Reel it in.
He talks to Pikachu. Pikachu listens.
Pikachu, come here.
Meanwhile, I'm getting fat. I walk myself. Where's the love?
AU Pikachu for N64. Rated E for everyone. Good for you, bad for pets.
Looking for love here.
Special Pikachu Edition N64 at participating retailers.
Every Gusher's piece is bursting with fruity juice.
You see those guys? Yeah, wild. Did you see those kids?
Yeah, wild.
Gushers, taste the blast.
This ain't the Mushroom Kingdom. This is Mario, Master G. Mario's got the moves, yo. He's got the skills to do it. Master G's got the tools. Mario with the slam. Luigi making a statement. Peach Basket, Peach is in the house. Mario! Bringing the heat to the hoop.
Chocolate milk is fun.
Tag, you're it. Come on. I'm so beating you.
Chocolate milk. Fun to play with, more fun to drink. When you buy 2 gallons of milk and 2 specially marked boxes of Kellogg's cereal, you can mail in for a free Spider-Man movie PC game. Offer available while supplies last. See specially marked box.
I know how it is. Your day off, want to sleep it away.
Just how many hours a day does she need to sleep, really?
Well, Toonami's changing all that. 3 hours of the best action cartoons around.
Surrender this!
Feel my ride!
Trouble, move on.
All you gotta do is get up.
Mahoshi, please wake up.
Toonami, the rising sun. Saturday mornings at 10.
Show me what you got.
Only Toonami.
All right, what is up, people? The good old days.
Yeah. And you could channel surf if you liked fighting food-ons. Maybe you liked shows like Viva Pinata instead, or you like Johnny Test.
Bro, no, you didn't just say Viva Pinata, bro.
Some people liked it. Some people did it.
That's my shit. No, I loved it.
All right, yeah, that's why it's worth bringing up sometimes. It's not mine. I just thought, I was thinking of that era though. That Static Shock was on in the morning times. You could watch Pokemon was Pokemon like for like 5 seasons, bro. The Silver conference. Remember that one time he faced the Blaziken from I think his name was Harrison.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, out of nowhere the Blaziken.
What? and he beat Ash, but he didn't even win the cup, so he like lost in the finals against whoever that was.
This man said Viva Pinata. I thought I had somebody on my side. He was like, "Nah, I was just throwing it out there." But anybody who was into that,
there's shows like that though. They were the thing. They were the reason to wake up. Like getting up for school, man, this is a drag. But then it's like 7 a.m. and you want to watch some of those early cartoons just because.
Hey man, I love your reception to that, bro. Because that's the point. That's what I'm trying to do with the Saturday morning show, man. Get that good feeling, them good old days. Yeah. So back then it was the cereal, you know what I'm saying? We sitting on the couch with each other, somebody's on the floor, we just all over the place watching the cartoon. Now we grown. So maybe you're sparking up something. Maybe you drinking up on something, you know what I'm saying, real early. Still got some cereal.
I think the goal of every fantasy fiction is to make me relive Wild Force's Forever Red 10 Red Rangers episode. That feeling, like that's fan service. That's like rewarding to the guy who like watched every episode of Power Rangers, and then all of a sudden, just on a regular old Saturday morning at like 10 o'clock, you're watching and you see Andros. Wait, that's the In Space Ranger. That's cool. And then you see him mixing with all the others. Tommy's there. We thought it was it. Jason drives in on the motorcycle. He's in this too. What? And then when we build up to the morphing scene, oh my god, best feeling ever.
Bro,
I don't know. I think no one comes close to that is when Captain America lifted Thor's hammer. Like there's moments. There's like 2 moments that really got me to that level watching entertainment. Maybe when Cody Rhodes pinned Roman Reigns, right?
I don't watch current wrestling. So
Oh, okay, I'll bring it back. Maybe when Sting came out and just whooped on the NWO.
look,
Like-
I wasn't the biggest wrestling dude, bro. Like I
Okay.
watched it, but I think the craziest moment for me, when I like when my world was really shaking up, when my naivete was like questioned, was when I had saw Undertaker die, and I think he had came back. I don't know what he came. I forgot what event it was. He came back, but I was like, hold the fuck up! Like, how did this man just come back from the dead? I was like, what's happening? So that was my wake up moment for like wrestling. It's like, what's happening? But no, I'm not the biggest wrestling dude. Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler though, but I can't tell you an iconic match. I think maybe I recall him fighting the Big Show and winning, I think. But besides that, like, no, I wasn't really like keeping up with it like that. Like I didn't know it was a storyline. No, it was another moment where Val Venus, I think it was an event, and some Asian dudes like cut his dick off.
Choppy the pee-pee.
And I was like, what? How do you do this on TV, bro? How did they get away with that? Yeah, wrestling. I didn't realize wrestling was scripted. I won't say fake. I'll say scripted until
Yeah, people get offended by the fake word, but I'm not offended by it.
yeah.
And I'm not a professional wrestler now, but
Yeah.
a few years ago, I wrestled some matches on the independent circuit here in Southern Ontario, and I didn't get far with it, but I feel I can tell you that I am a wrestler, just I'm not active.
That's dope. I would love to wrestle at some point. I'm into the martial arts, but nah, bro. When when they cut this man dick off, bro, I was like, wow. that was crazy.
Those
All right,
are
y'all.
wild times.
This is I don't know what episode or whatever this is, but it's a Saturday morning suit up. I'm glad y'all here. I'm trying to get back to the Saturday morning time slot. I'm trying to steal it. I know Sammy 3P is live right now with his Batman talk. Batman cringe, DC cringe. Chill, chill, Monger. Yeah, I'm a Marvel guy over DC. We don't have to like argue about that, but I just said that because I know you wanted to get into some DC stuff. And my boy Ego in the chat, he's a DC guy. So maybe he'll, have some thoughts, some feedback on that. But I am the abomination known as AJ. Y'all know me. And then I'm joined by my guest, Chillmonger. I watch this dude's content. I don't want to assume or put out my perspective on you. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what you're about.
That's hard. Who am I? I'm a guy who in 2019 saw a whole bunch of chit chat about comics and diversity, all that nonsense. Not nonsense, you know what I'm trying to say. Let me restart that. I'm a guy on the YouTube channel in 2019 to talk about comic books. I would bring up Ironheart. I would bring up Black Panther, Storm, things like that. Throughout my development and evolution throughout this comic book covering, I got fed up with the comic book world and Marvel Comics and their failed pushes of black characters and going, oh, no, you got writers like Dan Slott, Jonathan Hickman, Jason Aaron, some of these big names, Al Ewing. But when it comes to who's going to write the book for Black Panther, you'll choose some rookie or someone who's like on their third gig at the company instead of, giving them proper resources and proper tools to succeed, right? So I'm kind of a disillusioned Marvel Comics reader. But I covered the movies also, and I will still continue covering movies and pop culture. So I'm kind of stepped away from the comic book stuff, and I'm a movie guy now.
That's crazy because damn, speaking of the Marvel versus DC stuff, did you see that Deadpool Batman
Versus
comic?
Batman? Yeah.
So and Ego, if you still in the chat, that's something that I'm interested to talk about because I remember me and him talking a long time ago about how I don't think these companies like are really interested in keeping the integrity of a Marvel or a DC, and since they're both like failing numbers wise or income or whatever, I felt like they was going to do like some crossover event, like some canonized crossover event because people are like, oh shit, like we finally get to see a legit Marvel versus DC. So I'm like, damn, I really think they're going to forsake the integrity of these companies just to try to get people interested in comics again. So but what was crazy with that is I don't know how deep you are into gaming, but when I saw fucking Gears of War on PlayStation, bro, I was like, this is a whole new world right now. Like this shit's happening before our very eyes. So yeah, these companies, I mean, everything that's born will change or destined to grow, some shit like that. But yeah, we're seeing
Gears
it
of
before our
War.
very eyes.
Gears of War is like seeing Eric Bischoff and Bill Goldberg on WWE, right?
Who is Eric Bishop, bro? I hate I'm gonna miss all your wrestling references.
You
I
cross
know
the,
that.
the enemy lines. It's like seeing Shaquille O'Neal on the Celtics.
Okay. All right. I know a little bit about sports. Definitely that whole era. You saw the streets commercial in the beginning. So that's when I was like kind of into sports. Definitely not now, but
Yeah, that was wild that Mario and Luigi could just be played. And they were doing that. Soul Calibur had Link in it for some reason.
Soul Calibur had Link. The PlayStation had Darth Vader. No, that was I think it was Kratos. And then Spawn was on the Xbox one. We keep talking about that, like the crossovers, those good old days, man. There was crossovers. It wasn't a Fortnite to where we're just gonna throw all this shit in there and make you pay for it. It was like this is an event, like you know what I'm saying. Get in on it. So yeah, the GameCube Street Volume 3 version had Mario, Luigi, and Peach. That's just crazy to see them in their proportions. It's fucking balling off the heezy. No, Luigi just didn't disrespect me like that, bro.
Hey, that
Peach on
voice
your
actor,
team.
that guy was crazy. DJ Bobito Garcia, that was his.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, I
bro.
don't know why. I don't think we didn't have a voice. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have anything. But if we could have let them know that this guy is important,
Yeah.
I'd rather have him doing some of the commentary on 2K than whoever they have now.
Yep. I keep saying, bro, bring back EA Big, SSX, Street, NFL Street, like them was the games. I think they had a FIFA Street too.
Because they were imaginative. These are video games we're playing. I don't need realistic. I don't need every single pixel to be just like the one at home.
Yeah.
No, give me a game. Let me play. Let me see the fireball-y soccer ball.
Yeah,
With Mario Strikers.
that's why I hate 2K. Because I'm like, I can go outside and play basketball. I can watch this shit on TV. I don't. But anyway, yeah, man, that's
So yeah,
sports
I'm a Marvel guy. I'm a disillusioned Marvel Comics reader. I'm kind of in hate with the company, not in love, in hate with the company. But DC, after what I saw with Mr. Terrific and some of the James Gunn writing in Peacemaker, in Superman, in everything in his past too, Suicide Squad, everything he's ever done, Guardians. I'm like, I have faith in James Gunn's writing skill.
Yeah.
That's not James Gunn the person or his sense of humor. It's just his writing skill.
Yeah.
Stories culminating, and it doesn't feel like we're gonna go 4 years where they introduce something like an Eternal coming out of the ocean before mentioning it again in Brave New World.
Yeah.
Which is what Marvel did. I think I don't know. I don't want to say I'm on James Gunn's. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm not on it, but like so far so good.
I get what you're saying. Keep that point. Let me address the chat, and then we're gonna hop right back into that because I did tell you before the show I don't give a shit about DC, but if you want to talk about that topic, it's still in line with the show. Like we can definitely do that because I actually agree with you. I hate DC live action movies. Their animated movies are fucking top tier. Not within the past like 5 to 10 years or whatever. I have to, go do research or find out specifically, but they had like from the beginning to like a certain point, there was like straight hits. But then I think it was like what Teen Titans versus the Justice League, whatever, it was like taken over by Trigun. I think it was a later Batman movie. It was a bunch of slop that came out, and I was like, yeah, I'm straight on these. But all right, Dax and I have a sweet stream, brother. Your ass need to be up in here, Dax. What are you doing? Show allegiance to the channel, sir. IJP Mexican, I'm going to cry. Why you about to cry? Because AJ back on a Saturday morning. Left Eye Ego is trying to suit up, y'all. I think Ego is gonna be here next week. Don't do what Chill did and leave me on red. No, he ain't leave me on red. Just internet be fucking up.
Miscommunications, but yeah, it's on my part. Sorry.
Yeah, but he good. He came through. I'm glad this man is here right now. I've been waiting on this for a long time. Like I said, Creamage, what's up, Creamage? My IJP ass sister. They've been a little gay already in the chat. Keely Chow, hey everybody, good morning. What's up, Keely Chow? I'm also a DC guy. Cool. You'll be here for that. Yeah, it's to push more sales. Crazy. Genty Maxi, Ark's still one of the most beautiful games. Eats your computer like a gigasaur, so you crash a lot. I was just talking about this with somebody. I suck at Ark. I don't do the survival shit. I know I'm trash. I want to get into Ark though. I want to ride a fucking dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit. I'm excited. Jurassic World. I don't know what's happening to my voice. Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Puberty.
Maybe. There's still hope for me. I can grow.
Yeah, it's the Saturday morning cartoons, right? It's bringing us back.
There you go. That's what just happened. All right. Even we meddle with it. All right. My idea for an EA Sports big video game is MLB Stick. What happens when you have the biggest MLB stars play stick ball? That'd be dope. Let me maybe choose my stick. Like I just see a club at some point. It reminds me of It reminds me of Mario Sluggers when Funky Kong pull out the surfboard, smacking it. Come on, man. I'd be all for that. What you got to say?
You're not paying attention because right now the banana ball sport, where there's like 6 teams right now, started with the Savannah Bananas, and now they're selling out the Yankee Stadium for 2 nights in a row. Banana ball is where it's at. We already have a video game version of baseball, and it's actually in real life. Look up banana ball. Anyone who's a baseball fan, you probably already know this if you are a baseball fan, but for those of you guys who are not, they've got this great entrepreneur. I think his name is Jesse. He's wearing all yellow, and he goes town to town, and he sells tickets, and he gives them at affordable prices. You can get a $40 seat or a $60 seat, and like that's it. Like he's not trying to rob you for your money. He's trying to give you a 2-hour show. He changed the game's rules where each inning you can only get 1 point in the inning, so that when we get to the 9th, it's never like the game was decided a long time ago, because the 9th inning is where every run counts as a point instead of like just you can only win an inning. You get it? So it could be 4-4, and then it's the 9th inning, and every run counts. So you can always win the game. You get it? Like it's banana ball is it. So they can make a video game with that.
Banana ball. All right, I'll check that out. Or if you want to show some of that, if you can, then like I said, you can bring it up. Pay tribute. Genty Maxi, sometimes it's just enough to make it playable. I don't know what you was referencing. Was it the crossover stuff? I'm also a Marvel guy. Oh, okay. You're saying you DC and Marvel. So yeah, I'm the same way. I prefer American comics over a manga. Manga is cool and everything. I love that the East respects animation. But I'm not trying to run to the East for great entertainment. America we can do it. We're capable. Nagarno, what up, AJ? Yo, AJ in chat. What up, Nagarno? You'll be on here one Saturday morning if you can. Banana ball is the shit, yo. All right, Ego. He with you on the banana ball. This man watch sports though. He love the fucking the cowgirls. I don't watch sports, so I say that jokingly, but I know it's disrespectful. But when I did watch sports, I know that it was trash. And even now, I'm not with it. What's this? Remember, we was talking about DC, but I see you bringing up the banana ball. Let me know.
Okay, his name is Yellow Tux Jesse, and I don't know. I'll just play something from him. He's very inspiring.
Okay, you want me to share your screen now?
Yeah, let me find one where he's talking. Here.
Tell me when you're ready. Tell me go.
I'm ready.
Okay.
There it is right there. So I'll restart this video. I thought you were playing it. Let me restart. Like CEO, owner, blah, blah, blah.
You already
said the league is not for sale right now. What would change that?
Nothing. We will never sell this, and I'll put that on record. Because when you have something that you are obsessed over and you love, and you get so much excitement about seeing the fan experience, every night we'll say at the end of the game, and there'll be thousands of fans hours after the game that just want to meet us and connect with us.
Leadership.
That's a feeling. That's a love. And it's not about money. It's about creating fans.
Do you ever need more money, though, to get bigger, to make additional?
No, our fans support us. So, our business model is very simple. It's ticket sales and it's merchandise. And if you create a great product that your fans love, they will buy tickets and they will buy merchandise, and they support us. And so we keep trying to give back to them to make a better experience.
You have how many outfits like that?
I have 9 yellow tuxedos.
You have 9 yellow tuxedos. Do you have yellow underwear?
That is a question I've never been asked on record, but the answer is yes.
He's the man. Jesse's the man. Banana balls, and the sport is so fun. They'll do like backflip catches and like Like here, maybe it's better to show you some clips. Like they actually have fun. It's real though. It's not Harlem Globetrotters where they plan everything. They really are trying, but
I was about to say, okay, and kind of like Harlem, the Globetrotters.
but unlike the Globetrotters, these are real games. Like the Savannah Bananas can lose to the Party Animals or some of the other teams on there. They got like 6 teams.
You got some wild names. Yeah, the Globetrotters, and then you had the
Washington
Street League.
Generals. Sorry?
Street League, NBA Street. I mean, it wasn't NBA Street, but it was called Street, right? What was it called? Street Ball and One. That's what I'm thinking about.
And One, okay. You got the Tailgaters, and the Tailgaters are exactly that. That's their gimmick. It's kind of like wrestling. And the guy said he takes inspiration from wrestling.
Okay.
You got these dancers. It's just like a fun. Look, he did a catch where he caught it behind his back just because you would never see that in Major League Baseball, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I wanted to show
I feel
that.
you, man. No, people trying to have fun, man. That's what it should be about. And I definitely like what we were saying. You making good product, the fans gonna support you. I believe in it. I believe in that model. And it's kind of like in line with the I was saying, like, I try to support independent creators. Because and then even with this, I'm gonna say it like the Ghost of Yote shit, like people were opposed because Gene, are you familiar with what I'm talking about? You know what's happening with that?
The Ghost of Yote? No.
Oh, okay. All right, well, it's not worth getting into it, really, but
It's a video game.
it's a video game. So the first game, amazing game, male protagonist. Second game, everybody wants to see more of him, but now they changed to a woman. And then they found out the woman is leftist, liberal, or whatever the fuck that label is you want to put on there.
Team left. Team very left.
I'm team very center. Very center. I'm a werewolf. I'm a supernatural representation. I believe humans are retarded. And to see the back and forth right now and how cancel culture was bad, and then now cancel culture is okay because now we're doing it. And they're more
again now with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so it's not that you don't like the power, you just don't like when others are using it. But now you're all for it. So yeah, I'm definitely in the middle. And I think people are allowing themselves to be sheep. They're playing into the emotional game that those in power like to play and use us as little pawns and have us against one another. So yeah, that's weird to me. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I say that because everybody was like, they was boycotting Ghost of Tsushima after the voice actor for the character did her little shit. And then now I haven't seen a response to it, but now the co-founder of Sucker Punch has said, like, we don't support that. We don't allow that in our company. So I want to see if people are going to pivot now and be like, oh, okay, I'll buy the game. No, I just want to see the response to that. But like I was telling you with Marvel Disney, I'm like, it sucks, bro, but I gotta stand strong because this company is fucking evil, and I'm not waiting for the opportunity to give them my fucking money. Like, no, pay for your sins. I don't care what you do going forward, unless you wipe the whole slate clean, get everybody the fuck out of there that was pushing this shit. And then I believe the mentality has changed, but then I would have to see the content be a reflection of the new people that you have in there. I'm not saying cancel people for what they believe. I'm saying they didn't believe or prioritize great storytelling, the magic of what Disney once was. So if you're not in line with the company's values, their goal, their mission, get the fuck out of there and then bring in people who are. Politics aside, all that type of shit.
The biggest two brands they have is Lucasfilm with Kathleen Kennedy, Marvel with Kevin Feige. And I would agree with you on getting rid of both of them, and it's performance-based, and I'm okay with them gone. And whoever they put in new, I'll give a chance.
Yeah, okay, the DC. Let me run through these comments, but remember, you just said the Kevin Feige, because I said we did have something to talk about with him, but you want to talk about James Gunn, so we'll do that DC stuff and then hop into the Marvel. So I guess that segment is just like the heads of Marvel and DC right now. Then maybe we'll talk about the Batman Deadpool stuff. I didn't care for it. Like, I watched what was that, Comic Historian, Variant Comics. I watched those videos on it, and it was pretty much what you expect from a crossover, pure fan service. It wasn't well thought out. Like, yeah, it was too fucking predictable. But anyway, that's only the introduction into this new crossover universal world that they're doing. it's more of that shit to come. But let me see. W Center. Yeah, we in the center. We in the center. What's up, Dempsey? Oh, okay. What's up?
Okay.
Yeah, we need to be in the center, bro. Now, don't choose.
Okay.
I don't think there's a good and evil. That's all I'm saying. But okay, what you were talking about the DC with James Gunn.
All right, this man James Gunn has given us a scene with Mr. Terrific.
Hold on, chill. My bad. Sorry to interrupt you, but you did talk about like you was praising James Gunn, and I said I agree. I didn't elaborate on that. Let me real quick, then I'm gonna throw it back to you. So I am interested from a creative standpoint because he's having to take this shit show of a DCU, EU or whatever. And we have seen what he's done with the Guardians. I said Slithers is probably one of my favorite horror movies. I mean, he worked on the Scooby-Doo stuff, which is arguably some of the best cartoon to like live action adaptations or whatever. So I'm like, as a creator, dude is fucking amazing. I don't know nothing about him personally. So I'm interested to see how he's going to take this shit show that I said DC was and turn it into something and to adapt some of these characters and whatnot. So no, I don't really care about DC necessarily, but I'm interested to see how he's going to handle that. And is he really going to bring this company up and create some great entertainment, some great content with it? So that's what I feel about James Gunn and DC. All right, back to you. Back to you.
We should begin at the beginning, AJ. And yes, he got the company probably a week after Black Adam kind of didn't really kick ass at the box office. I think David Zaslav was like, "Here, you do it. Go. I don't even want to think about it. DC Studios now exists." Peter Safran, he did Aquaman, right? Yeah, he can be part of it. Go. You guys will do a good job. But from the start, he kind of was handicapped because there was still 4 movies left to come out from the old DC. And then also that Batman movie that they had, that Matt Reeves was supposed to be doing, he already got his sequel. And James Gunn's sitting there like, oh my God, I got to wait for the Batman sequel to come out too. The Batman sequel still hasn't come out 3 years later. And so he's kind of at a disadvantage where he hasn't really like entered his era. You get it?
Yeah,
there was a Black Adam movie. Dwayne Johnson.
That was a Black Adam movie.
And the last time we saw Superman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't Superman at the end of that? Then after the announcement of Henry Cavill not coming back as Superman was made, so that was weird. So yeah, I get you. I'm interested in what he's doing. It is a shit show. The Flashpoint movie was coming out. I think he said he didn't like it. I don't want to lie on him, but
and Blue Beetle.
I don't know. Blue Beetle, one of my favorite DC characters. In line with the whole representation that they want to push. I'm like, you got your fucking Hispanic character right there. I think Blue Beetle is dope.
Remember him in Young Justice? That was my introduction to him.
Okay, man. And this is funny. My introduction to Blue Beetle was Batman the Brave and the Bold back in the day. It was a more lighthearted Batman show, but every episode he had like a different, like it featured a different like DC character. So they was like really digging through the history of DC with those characters. So I was into Jaime from that point. And I read some of his comics and in Young Justice. I felt like he was handled pretty well in Young Justice. I felt like everybody was until a certain point. I think it was like season 3, and then 4 was a shit show. But Young Justice was an amazing show, bro. I'm so disappointed in what that became. My boy Beast Boy, he was depressed for a whole fucking season and like that. They did the whole intervention thing, bro. They got him in a circle talking about, hey, bro, that shit was sad. They had the one character that was like, I don't feel like I'm a boy or a girl. I'm non-binary. That type of shit, bro. I'm like, bro, season 1 and season 2, we weren't doing none of this. We kept it strictly superheroes, and that was amazing for it. But yeah, so the DC, yes, I'm interested in what's going to happen going forward. I remember Jason Momoa is announced as a Lobo, so we've been saying that for fucking the longest. Then yeah, Jaime, it would be nice to see Beast Boy come in live action. But Beast Boy is like Nightcrawler for me. X2, he was cool. He was great, I guess, as you can expect from a Nightcrawler introduction. I don't want to say that, bro, because yeah, Nightcrawler, my boy, man. And I remember this cutscene, and I might show it because I want to, but when he's established and when he pulls out the swords, have you seen him with his swords?
Nightcrawler? Oh yeah.
Nightcrawler's a fucking monster, bro. So to see him just like, oh, I don't want to teleport into a tree or something. But like he saved all the kids and everybody in that one movie. Didn't see him again, and then I didn't see the later X-Men movies. But that kid who played him, fucking ugly, bro. I'm not saying the kid, but that Nightcrawler was ugly. Everybody was young. I wasn't a fan of it. So
Nightcrawler's
Nightcrawler is
supposed to
like,
be ugly.
no, Nightcrawler is a handsome
Ugly. He
devil.
thinks he's a pirate. He is the worst.
He's a handsome devil. And it keep reminding me of this story because I remember in like middle school or ninth grade or whatever, I met this one chick, and then she was like kind of into X-Men, like she was like into nerd stuff. So I was like, you know who Nightcrawler is? She was like, yeah, the blue guy. I said, do you think he's hot? And she was like, yeah, I date him. I don't know what made me ask her that, but but her saying that, brother, just kind of gave me hope for the rest of my life that I might find me a chick that's into some weird dudes. And yeah,
they're out there.
They out there, bro. There's hope.
And they're
What's
lovely.
up, lovely Sherry? Came through. But yeah, they're out there. Nightcrawler's not ugly, bro. I hate when they say he's furry, like his skin is furry, as opposed to it just being blue, just like normal.
Oh, that's because the Beast is furry, and you might mix them two up.
No, like that's canon. That's actual Nightcrawler. The blue.
He's furry?
They say he's furry, but he's always drawn as if it's skin. So it don't make no sense. But yeah, it's supposed to be like skin with the I like the X-Men movie where they had the markings on them and whatnot. But all right, so we talked about DC. Did you get everything off your chest with that? I really have nothing else to add.
I was at the beginning. Just talking about how we got there. But now James Gunn, Peter Safran, they've molded their universe. They have produced enough content where we think, okay, he might understand canon. Suicide Squad is all canon. And like all, you know what I mean? The parts that they can recognize are canon. Go into Peacemaker. Peacemaker had a little cameo role in the Superman movie. We expect Superman now to cameo in the Peacemaker show, and Blue Beetle. And like, we're not going 7 years without seeing characters. We're actually building towards something. And then recently, just yesterday, James Gunn said in an interview that you got to watch the 8th episode of Peacemaker because the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, will be very pivotal. Like it'll mix with that. And so I'm loving it. I like what he's doing. That's a good plan. That's how we're supposed to do these attached universes, to have that sort of intricate focus on each of these storylines. Superman movie, Supergirl movie, they're in the same kind of world. We even saw her appear in Superman. We'll never go too long without seeing these characters, and we're all going to be building towards a point. But what do I care about? Representation. Super important to me. And now everyone's going to talk about how Mr. Terrific sounded like Kirk Lazarus. And I say, so what? Was he smart? Wasn't he the guy with the answers every single time? Was he not a useful character who supported the plot, but also represented himself when he was great?
Is that a Star Trek reference?
Kirk Lazarus was who Robert Downey Jr. played in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. All right, that went over my head. Keep going. My bad.
No, but maybe it went over someone else's head too. But people are like, "Oh, he sounded just like him. Did you hear his voice? This is hilarious." And I don't think, because his voice was that way, that makes him lesser than. It doesn't undo the work that he was able to do and pocket dimensions and his knowledge and all that stuff. How he spoke is how he spoke, and he turned out to be a smart guy. We can't mix intelligence with that accent. Yes, we can. Or you're saying that accent isn't intelligent. So James Gunn's forcing me to think that way and talk about a character like Mr. Terrific, which is, and again, it's representation. It's also a supporting cast. It's not, the premiere. He still has not done no black-led anything. And so I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, Disney waited 18 movies to do Black Panther. DC better not wait 18 movies to do, Mr. Terrific, Static Shock, whoever it is they choose, right? So yeah. I'm not giving him all the points yet. I'm just waiting. He's got like 4 movies next. He's got Supergirl, there's a Superman movie, there's a Clayface movie, and Swamp Thing, I think. So like, what's that 5th movie? What's the 6th movie? Yeah. When are we gonna get that representation? Because I can bail when I start seeing that you're only good at doing supporting casts. I'm not giving him too many points.
Look, bro, I said black characters don't get movies. Black characters get shows. They get series.
You're right.
And that shit might be like 4 or 5 episodes and then moving on. We'll see them in the next white thing. So
are we wrong to get excited for the shows? I could get hyped for Lanterns. I could get hyped if Static
Man.
Shock comes back. They said, Bodemeo, you did X-Men 1997 because you wanted to continue the 90s things. Why don't we continue the Static Shock and say, Bodemeo, come over here and work on Static Shock 2005. Just continue the story.
I'm not opposed to black characters having series. I've just been noticing that's the trend. So, like you said, bro, I'm sensitive to the representation. You trying to use my black skin, my black characters for your product to get money off of us,
but not giving the best rollout possible, which is a theatrical release internationally, right?
Yeah. So, okay, for example, I said Black Panther was not introduced in his own movie, which that's been a legacy character. Like everybody knows Black Panther. You couldn't have failed with an actual Black Panther movie. But instead he was introduced in Captain America Civil War. So I'm like, I felt like they really shoehorned his whole like plot involvement in that to introduce him. So I'm not a fan of that. So the first time he appears, it's not in his own movie. And then when you do get to,
I disagree. I think that it prepped him. I think that it was a great rollout.
Why does he need prepping? Because I'm gonna say this in that movie, but that's why I started with saying he's a legacy character. Everybody who knows Marvel knows him already. Like even if they don't pay attention to the comics, you know Black Panther. You know it's a black man in that suit. So he should have had his own movie. But then fast forward to Falcon. What was he introduced in? Captain America's movie. That's the first mainstream legacy black character. So I'm like, why couldn't he have his own character? And then you made him a soldier. So you made him the government's boy as opposed to being. I'm not gonna lie, like I know his actual like origin, but I know he had the red and white suit and he wasn't associated with Cap. He would do like crossovers and like partner up with Cap, but he wasn't like this second in command to Cap. He wasn't Cap's boy. So I'm like,
lots of times you would say, "I'm not your sidekick," which means you're
exactly.
If you have to say it though, then it kind of does mean you're the sidekick.
Well, I would just say Cap saw it as more of a like Iron Man saw him as like you're trying to run shit. We're not your soldiers. You're still in the mind of like you're a general and we're supposed to be like your little minions. Not minions, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a brotherhood. Like you're not here to carry out orders, to give us orders. This is not the war. This is not the life that you're used to. And I just see Cap as still being in that mindset as opposed to like, no, we all our own people. We just, because of this common theme or whatever, we come together. So that's where I see like that interaction being. So yes, Falcon was not, he didn't have his own movie, and then here he go with his own movie, but it's under the name of Captain America
instead of Falcon.
And then like when I say this online, people are like, well, he got a series. No, it's called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where they're sitting there competing, like fighting, bickering over who get to take the white man's name. When Falcon should just, like I said, been Falcon. I've made like 3-4 videos on Falcon. It would have been so dope to see him in his red and white. Now he's red, white, and blue. So when we do some red and white, it's it's Cap shit. But in his red and white with an actual fucking bird, Red Wing. I like the boy and his dog stories. So the fact that he could have, I'm like, if you wanted to give him a drone in the beginning, sure, cool. But destroy that drone, and then I was like, it would have been, you could have pulled at the like heartstrings of people if this was like some bird in a sanctuary or some fucking villain was like fucking with birds or whatever. And then he like saved Red Wing, and then he can telepathically communicate with birds. He can see through their eyes. So like he shared a bond with Red Wing. I'm like, so then we get to see a boy and his dog, a boy and his bird. And like think of him in a fight, like expert, like martial artist, the wings. I like how they handle his wings and his gadgets and stuff. So like, yeah, bring some of that energy. But if he would, a bunch of birds around, like a flock of birds, he's fighting an enemy, and it's kind of like an Uchiha type thing. I don't know if you watch like Naruto or anime, but it's like he's able to see all of these little small things to where you kind of think he's like predicting or mimicking what the person is doing. But it's like, nah, he got a bird right here, fucking 20 birds over there, 20 birds over there. He's seeing through the eyes of all of them, but being able to like focus
hours, do it. And that's what makes him so unique. No, it's way better than a second-rate Captain America, a stand-in, a soldier temporary version, soldier, Falcon, Samuelson. And then dropping his name is so disrespectful. I don't think they understand like ownership is actually something that you and me will go gaga over. Like he owns that Falcon brand. Imagine him going with the shield. Yeah, I know Steve gave this to me, but I'm Falcon. Like that would be okay. Yeah. We're not saying that he's being elevated and promoted because he calls himself Captain America. We're saying that Captain America is now just as equal as being called Falcon. That's how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Left
On that,
hand.
as far as the shield thing, and I'm gonna address Ego's comment, but the shield, I'm like, what's the point of the shield? That's redundant. His wings are already made of vibranium. Like, just block with the fucking shield. Moving on, bro. Like, you can deflect some shit, and then the wings cover a wider area than this little shield. But I said, like, yeah, you making him Captain America, you just basically took Kunta Kinte and made him Toby. And I will stand by that. So now everything that he does, again, when people say the name Captain America, they're gonna think of Steve Rogers. When this little black dude do it, it's all just fucking feats of Captain America, and Falcon gets nothing except fucking what's that? A little feather in the wind, just blown away.
What's crazy
and
is
that's
you just said Falcon gets nothing. Joaquin Torres technically is the Falcon now, but you and me and chat were not thinking of Joaquin when you said Falcon gets nothing because Sam is Falcon.
Yeah, bro. And on him, I said, bro, it's not racism. Okay, just like we got Black Panther and he black. Joaquin, this new Falcon, I'm like, you should have called him the Golden Eagle. That is Mexico's fucking national bird that sets him apart from Falcon. Kind of like how Miles Morales, you know, how we're going to talk about that. Like, he can have a spider fucking name, but he should not be Spider-Man, Arachnid, Kid Arachnid, some little, I don't know, Fang. I don't know. Just I'm spitballing here, but I'm like, give this dude his own fucking name, his own way, as opposed to just doing what Peter does. And I know I'm a vent about that when we talk about it. But all right, Ego said James Gunn pretty much confirmed Mr. Terrific will be a TV show with Jimmy Olsen getting the same treatment. Yeah, Jimmy Olsen show. I don't know nothing about Jimmy Olsen. I also am not a fan of Mr. Terrific. Like, I know he's dope, but visually, I'm just weirded out by the whole black face on the black face thing. So, but whatever.
Well, so how do they fix that? Do they like introduce a new power and that's why it's not black anymore? Now the T on his face is blue or it's green now. Like, how do you switch that? It's worth switching. It's worth, that's it's not. It's gonna grab your attention. You're gonna be like, what's going on here?
Why does he have to have a black T on his face?
Why? Yeah, we might need to change that sometime this decade. This is a bit much.
Because what was this? Star-Lord. Like, he has the mask that comes on. Like, just give him a fucking mask, and then maybe the mask has a T. I'm gonna say this also because it's weird when you look at Ironheart and people have issues with her, okay, because it's a female replacing the legacy male character. And in this case, it's white, so you're race swapping and gender swapping. But I was like, at least in her original design, like, her armor was pink. It still had the yellow like Iron Man, and she was like real feminine looking. But now in the Ironheart series, she has a literal black face. The suit is more bulky looking, and then it has like little
space for braids.
Yes, like, so I'm like, why are we trying to make this so black? Again, it's with this whole the strong woman thing, especially with black women like Valkyrie and Thor Ragnarok, and how they call her King Valkyrie, and how she's a badass. I recall this one scene where she had like the little she was about to shoot the little turret gun or whatever, and she like thrust it like she was fucking, like she was penetrating that thing. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
What scene was this? In what movie?
Look up the Thor Ragnarok trailer, and I'm sure you will see that scene. I think it was Ragnarok. What's up, Miss Martin Muses? Sorry to get to your comments so late, but appreciate you coming through. I don't want a Mexican Falcon that's cringe. You already got Mexican Falcon, IJP. He's here, so that's why I said call him the Golden Eagle, bro.
He's in the U.S. military.
He's another military boy. Okay, well. Just these soldiers, bro. I'm just not a fan. Like, let characters be their own thing. Why do we have to this assumed allegiance? What's up, Hail Dolores says it's clear that creativity isn't with those who work at Marvel in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that goes for DC as well, with the exception of James Gunn coming in and doing his thing. But what was it like? I didn't watch Blue Beetle, but visually the movie looked appealing. Like, his character, it was on point. I think Powers, I'm not gonna ask a whole lot for Powers, especially in the first, like, in the introduction of the character. Like, with the sequel, I'm like, then we can turn up. Now the character's established, now the character knows what they can do. All right, now you got to wow me with the powers. But in the first one, I'm cool with the little training montage, them figuring shit out. We need to send him back then. That back ain't even dry. What you saying? It should have been dry first.
No, see, that's the thing. When his name is the JP Mexican, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. He approved.
What is it? I asked him and he never gave me a straight answer. What does that mean? Do you know?
The wetback thing?
Yeah.
His back
What?
isn't dry. Wetback is like the
No, you
wetback
said
thing.
no when you say JP Mexican.
Yeah, the IJP Mexican. So what does IJP mean? I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you knew. I thought you were like part Hispanic and you knew something that we didn't know.
No, sorry.
Oh, okay. They keep the face. It's to keep him from being identified by cameras. Yeah, I feel like you can still visually do that differently.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific can wear another mask that just isn't black. So blackface, if you guys know what that is, it is when white actors would pose as black people and they would color black and they would do stuff with their lips too. And this was like 100 years ago. Oh, well, it's probably happening in parts of the world right now, just not really being televised. So this was 100 years ago. They were doing that and they were like doing caricatures to make white people fear black people. And this is their stereotypes. And some of those things that were instilled then are reinforced until today's society. Okay, so blackface is very, very troublesome. A black man wearing basically something on his skin that is black resembles that closely. It's a sensitive issue. It's not full on. Oh, this is racism either. It's just like, yeah, maybe we can steer away from that. So
Yeah,
just write a storyline reason for why it has to be green now. It has to be purple now, and it can still be a T.
Yeah, you still have the T. The T is for terrific. It doesn't have to be black. Like he's already black. We see his face, but just like I was saying with the Ironheart thing, it's like she's already black. Why does the armor now have to have black face as well? Like, why do you have to remind us that this person is black? But yeah, it's weird. But just like I said with Cyborg, like I like Cyborg because I like Teen Titans. I like how he was handled, but nonetheless, he's not a man. He's a cyborg. Like the only thing you see of him that's still human is like this little sliver of face. So he's still not a black man. He's mostly a fucking robot, and he has no dick, so he can't reproduce and make more black babies in the world. You know what I'm saying?
So it makes him less threatening. Yeah,
so I'm not a fan.
Nothing wrong with him. He's not coming after your daughters. Come on, guys.
This man keeping our technology he's working security to make sure no other countries like fuck with America.
But you got a problem with Princess Tiana, right? How she's a frog for half the movie.
Yeah, I hate
we don't
that.
see her skin. We don't see the soul when Jamie Foxx is voicing that character. We in Soul in Disney Pixar Soul. Yes, for most of the movie, he's like a ghost. He's a soul. He's not really. We don't really get full on representation for the whole movie where an audience can empathize with someone whose skin is melanated, and that's coming out of these major studios, whether it's Disney or whether it's DC.
Yeah, bro. I bitch about Tiana all day, every day. Beautiful.
Cyborg is the same thing. Cyborg, I got the same problem there then.
Yep. And then like you said with Soul, bro, I'm like, yes, he's a little soul. So it's what's that? Ambiguous of what he could be. And then once he goes to Earth, he goes into the cat. And then the little white girl, and I'm saying white girl because the actress is a white girl, but she's just a fucking soul. But she goes into his body, and now you see this black man, sure, and you see the cat, but the black man is the cat, and then the white girl is him. And then when he's moving around, he moves with like a feminine, he moves like a woman, kinda, and he talks. It's like a trans man or some shit like that, like one of those. So I'm like, why are y'all doing this to us? And then like black people love it. I've seen so many people like love that movie and praise that movie because of the mental health message. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Like, but it's Disney. I'm like, they do a good job of like relaying hard topics to a younger audience. But I'm like, what about this representation of a black person here? Yeah, it was more shit to talk about. But yeah, this animal thing they got going on. Tiana, my chat hear me complain about this all day. I'm like, she's the only princess who doesn't, I'm gonna say she doesn't have animal sidekicks. She is the animal sidekick. I know you have Ray the Firefly, but he dies. Who else had an animal sidekick that dies? And then Lewis the Gator, he wanted to be a human. He wanted to turn into a fucking black human so he can tap dance and like play the little trumpet for the white people. Honestly, I'm like, it's Disney, bro. People's like, oh, he's a talking gator. People wouldn't accept that. I was like, bro, we just had Frozen with a fucking walking, talking, singing snowman, and people just like are okay with that. So like, how do
too many examples stack up? We have to ask Disney why and how.
Yeah, I have to ask these questions because going to Black Panther, I'm like, black people, why are we so okay with these terrible depictions of us, these lackluster ass characters, just because they're black. Because going to Black Panther, I'm like, this nigga was there, and I say nigga disrespectfully because they treated him like a nigga. He introduced in a white man's movie. In his own movie, he's arguing with another black person about social. He can't simply be a fucking superhero fighting some supervillain. It got to talk about black issues. And then, and technically,
that's an interesting point. I think I agree with you.
And then in his second movie, it starts out with him dying. Okay, going back to the Civil War movie, his dad died. And then now in the third movie, his mom died, and then he's dead. So then you got the little black kid that's being raised by the auntie and the mom. So like we got a single black father. I'm like, what are you trying to say, Disney? And I really think, because I didn't see Kevin Feige talk shit about that movie, it was Nate Moore and Ryan Coogler. So he put those black faces out there to take the backlash, to be like, if y'all got issues with it, they did it. But it's like, come on, bro, you the head of Marvel. You like finalized or you gave the say so, the blessing for these decisions to be made. I'm sure he influenced those decisions, and they were just like, okay, I'm trying to keep my fucking job.
They're all guilty. Did you see the recent thing that the Marvel Zombies will have T'Challa in it, but we couldn't hire another voice actor. That's Chadwick's role, so no voice acting for T'Challa. I don't know. We're not honoring Chadwick Boseman. If we could wish him back with the Dragon Balls, I got all 7. I just summoned it. Here's Shenron, and me and AJ are like, let's get Chad back. And Chad was the 3rd member of the stream. We're gonna tell him, yo, guess what happened when you died? T'Challa stopped appearing. It was great. They did it for you, Chad. You were the gatekeeper for this character.
Yes, because this character was dependent solely on you and your performance. What up, Zax?
Yeah, you know how you were trying to make T'Challa bigger, and that's why you took the role. And even though you're fighting cancer, you were still trying to uplift T'Challa and all that stuff. You did all the appearances and everything. You media, yeah. Your mission was totally ignored, and we were just like, let's kill T'Challa instead. Aren't you happy? We just wished him back. He's back. He's alive, and he's gonna say, "You guys don't understand the goal. You guys don't understand what I was trying to do."
And that's why I said, like, I really blame black people because we allow it to happen. Like, so many black people were so sensitive about, like, no, they can't. It's disrespectful. Then I'm like, all right, well, what other Chadwick Boseman movies are you fucking glazing this hard? Since you love this man so fucking much, what's his filmography? You know what I'm saying? Tell me your favorite Chadwick Boseman movies, or is it just like we can't disrespect him? So you really let that narrative like.
I talk about that a lot. If you guys don't know who Chillmonger is, that's something I'm always talking about. When I was watching X-Men 97, and at the 10th episode, Steve Rogers says, yeah, King T'Chaka, you're right. I'm like, wait, T'Challa is his name. Why would you say King T'Chaka? Well, it's because they made it his dad instead of making it T'Challa. His dad is supposed to be dead. He died in a cartoon from the 1990s. So it was just uncanonical. It was just a backwards thing, but he's been banned. T'Challa is banned. Anything Kevin Feige related, Marvel Studios related. Marvel Rivals, the video game?
Yeah.
I think a Japanese studio does that, or a Korean studio, sorry. Whoever does it. He's fine there. He appears. He's in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
You can do him in different wings of Marvel. You can still buy the Fortnite skin, I think, with Black Panther. But when it comes to Marvel Studios, no.
There can never be another Jackie Robinson movie.
Yeah, exactly. They can do Johnny Robinson wearing number 41, but they can't do Jackie.
Man, so all right, bro. Yeah, now when I say I care about representation, I definitely do. But honest representation. If I don't see another black character, honestly, I wouldn't be upset, because seeing how they've been handled, I'm like, bro, I'd rather not see it than to see it disrespectful.
Okay, let me jump on that before you get to your point. Haunted Mansion was a movie that Eddie Murphy was the father of in that movie from like 2000s, right? They redid the Haunted Mansion, right? Oh, black representation, cool. Rosario Dawson is leading it with a family who doesn't have a dad.
Oh,
so just because they do a movie or a reboot or a black thing, because they did it without a black father or like a head of the house, they're trying to encourage or help you envision black families as this way, as broken, as incomplete.
Yeah.
So just because they like Abomination AJ was just telling us. What were you just telling us?
Oh, I don't know. Black doesn't equal good or respectful.
Yes. I'd rather not see them do anything at all than to do a misrepresentation or something to encourage broken families.
I didn't even know that, but
that 2023.
Yeah, I didn't pay. See, I'm checked out on Disney for the most part. All right.
Share my screen here. Oh,
okay.
Okay. Sorry. If you want to change the subject,
No,
go ahead and change the subject.
No. I was gonna go into the Kevin Feige with the mouse stuff, but
As you can see from the poster,
mm-hmm.
it was a movie about freaking a haunted mansion. Yeah, they had a black lead or a black member on the cast who was Lakeith Stanfield over there on the right, but he wasn't no dad. Rosario Dawson's in it.
I think I might have just assumed he was the dad from the trailer that I'd seen.
Nope.
So what is he in the movie?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. I mean, in the series. Okay.
In the movie, it's a movie. It was a movie, and I didn't see it. But
it's a movie. Okay.
But that kid has no dad, and it's crazy how they'll fulfill their requirements of casting. 3 out of 5 got to be from underrepresented groups, whatever they'll say on their website.
Yeah.
But the representation isn't being authentic, and it's not encouraging nice things. And these are things that influence ourselves.
Yeah,
we're not above it. We are going to see that, and it's going to seep into the way we think because we're consistently exposing ourselves to broken families. I'm waiting for the escapism route. I think you touched on it before when you said, "Damn, we can't even get a superhero like Black Panther without mentioning the strife between Killmonger and T'Challa and what they were talking about, right?"
Yeah.
And I agree. As someone, I'm writing a comic book, and none of it, while the characters' skin are going to be darker and different complexions, none of them are ever going to bring up transatlantic slave trade. None of them's going to bring up police violence, like things like barbershops and any cultural. It's just look how normal they are. It's going to have to do with space too, right? But look how normal it is to have a dark skin that no one just brings it up. That's valuable too.
Yeah. What did you just say? Okay, so with the Black Panther thing, then it was the white savior, because while the black people was bickering, it was the one dude from the who is he? The Hobbit or that guy?
The CIA, Martin.
Yeah,
Everett Ross.
So I'm like, he the one that stopped the fucking the Wakandas from going out there wreaking havoc on the world.
The CIA been saving Africa. What do you mean, AJ? That's their job.
That shit. And then when you said the barbershop, so in Soul, have you seen Soul?
Yeah.
So in Soul, it says like this dude been going to the barbershop for however long he been going, never had an intellectual conversation. But as soon as this little white chick hop in his body, they just having a profound conversation with everybody's in on it. And bro's like, man, why we never talk like this before? And I'm just like, bro, what are you trying to say about us, man? That is wild that people at Disney get away with this. And again, Black people are waiting for Disney to put out something great. I'm like, why? They show you time and time again. They don't give a fuck about you. They probably hate your fucking guts. Why are we ready to finance the social engineering of this shit to have people look at us so disrespectfully?
Can you say they've never done anything? Like, I'm sure that if you remember the Titans, you got problems with that movie?
No, I'm not going to say never. I'm saying current Disney. Well,
we don't know their terrible representations until we watch the movie. So if they advertise something that does go up my alley and I watch it, I mean, I should watch it. If they do a Blade movie, right? No problems with that. He just kills vampires. They got Mahershala Ali playing him. That's something I go, this is the change I want to see in Hollywood. I got to pay my movie ticket. I hate Disney, but I'll pay my movie ticket.
I can't. I definitely won't. Because that's just going to fund their next shit project. So they might get one right. That doesn't change the game for me. That doesn't make me feel like, okay, you on the right track with positive representation. Because with Blade, their goal is to make his daughter Bloodline the next one. So, they were doing it with all the Marvel characters. I'm not saying it's exclusive to the Black characters, but when Chadwick Boseman died, they jumped on that shit real quick. Like they was going to already push him out for Shuri. But that was just like, okay, cool. Let's slide in there with this one. So with Blade, they're trying to do the same thing with Bloodline. And I really feel like they haven't figured out how to make the movie agenda driven enough. They haven't made it gay enough.
We got to talk about gay agenda because of the last time on my stream when you were there in the chat, you said something about Snoop Dogg's family. We'll get there in a second. Table that for a second. Keep going though.
That's another great example. I'm glad you brought that up. That was a strong black woman, extra gay points that they just shoved into the fucking lore. And I remember the response of we're not talking about lore. We're simply talking about the movie. I'm like, well, us people who watched the Disney like since the beginning, kind of, then the series that have come out, we're paying attention to those things. So when you completely ignore that amazing show that's beloved by Disney fans, Toy Story fans, to put in this bullshit, bro, I made a video on this, man. 'Cause when you look at it, you see Buzz Lightyear, one white guy surrounded by fucking Cubans or black, whatever these brown skinned people, and I think some of them were criminals. Except for like maybe Kiki Palmer's character or something. I could be lying about
I didn't see
exactly.
it.
I think some of them were criminals. They were supposed to be like, anyway, y'all can fact check me on that. But I'm like, what are we saying with this? When you look at that compared to Buzz Lightyear or Star Command, it was him and aliens. You had Mira, the blue queen or whatever. She was like, I want to be a space ranger. I don't want to be the queen. I want to, you know what I'm saying, keep the peace in the universe. I'm like, there's your strong woman right there. We already just had Gamora, a strong female character. So people would have accepted Mira. You had, but what was his name? Boomer. I think it started with a B, but it was the big red dude, which he was like a softer guy. But Booster. Oh, was that the robot? Yeah, that was Booster, because XLR was the little robot. So you had like the little wisecracking, like the little robot, like a rocket raccoon. So I was like, bro, if you would have done actual Buzz Lightyear of Star Command like adaptation, I'm not saying it had to be one for one from the series, but like he's fighting Zurg, like Zurg is the big bad. But in the movie, they made Zurg be some version of Buzz from like a different dimension or something that went the wrong path. So it was white man bad, black people good, because he teamed up with all these black people to fight the bad white man. I'm like, the actual Buzz Lightyear, you would have had Guardians of the Galaxy energy. It would have been Buzz with them aliens around him. It would have been fun. And we like Green Lanterns. We just fucking space cops keeping the peace. Another example of a lack of creativity, the animal sidekick that Disney is known for, it was a little fucking cat. It was just a robot cat. What's creative about that, Disney? Fucking nothing. Stitch has already proven that we love little alien characters. And I said, bro, he could have went to some planet and you could have had like callbacks to Toy Story to show me that you actually care. Like, it would have been cool if some little alien had jumped on his like helmet. Like, you know how Stitch be crawling around on shit? If some little alien did that and like hit his button and then he was like, like he did in Toy Story, I was like, bro, that's a callback. That's fan service, but it shows me that you're creative. Like, you actually care about what came before. You're making it make sense now. And then we could have had a cool ass alien sidekick, or like Morph from fucking Treasure Planet. You know, look, the little blob thing. Bro, Morph was a cool ass like sidekick little Disney character. I'm like, bro, Disney, what are you doing? You're favoring agenda so fucking much that you're forsaking everything that's made this company what it is. Also, with the To Infinity and Beyond thing, so that's something that he did with the black chick, Commander Hawthorne. So then you gave him a strong black woman.
I wish I watched this movie.
So when they say To Infinity and Beyond, they do like a little finger thing, like with the fucking painting of Zeus and God and Adam. That's what they do. I was like, how did you interpret Toy Story, him saying To Infinity and Beyond? How did you interpret that as like some two-person fucking finger of contact? Because I was like, if that's the case, Andy's mom must have watched this fucking movie, because the dude who directed it said like, this is the movie that inspired the show that created the toy from Toy Story. So I was like, Andy's mom was watching this shit. Andy's mom must be a lesbian. That's why he ain't got no dad in the movie. And that did something to her. So she was like, we got to go see fucking Buzz, like whatever. So I'm just like, it's just too many issues and like too many ways out of these issues that I'm just like, y'all didn't have to do that. I have no problem with a gay character. And it's pretty stereotypical, but just spitballing, I'm like, you could have had the gay woman character be like the mechanic or like the weapons expert. Like, she's building, she's tinkering shit. And if she would have had, I'm relegating it to the background, what the fuck ever. I don't think we need to be putting this shit in the forefront of a kid's movie. But if she would have like lovingly like hugged her female woman or whatever, or kissed on the cheek, I'd be like, okay, cool. But the fact that you gave me a montage where we did focus, and people was like, it was only there for a second. That was the focus, though. That was all you saw on the screen, with this montage of her being gay with her Asian wife. And now they got fucking babies that look like little Blasian babies. I'm like, why? Why are we looking at that?
Okay. That's the Snoop Dogg thing, though. He was with
That's the
his
Snoop Dogg thing.
kid.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg saw that, and his kid asked, "Well, how does that work? How did they have kids? Because it takes a man and a woman to make a baby." And he was mad at, like, "Oh yeah, how am I supposed to explain this, Disney?" So that feedback that he had there, to me, once I watched the video, when I see it written, I'm like, "Oh, is he anti-gay? I wonder."
Yeah.
But from when I see him say that, I go, "Oh yeah. The explanation of how procreation works would be difficult," and he was put in this tough spot. So they put that in the movie. They put that agenda in the movie. What do you think is the agenda? What do you think is the purpose for it? Is it to cause black family, because they use the black woman? Is it to cause a lower birth rate? Is it to disrupt? And I'm asking those because I do think that is part of it, of why they want to encourage. And usually I think they want to encourage or discourage a black man and a black woman, and normalizing that. And by putting so many in everything, Grey's Anatomy, and just, I don't know why I went straight to there, but like there's so many pieces of media where we'll see lesbians, gay, anything that is not nuclear family.
Yeah.
So I think representation and what happens on our screen, as I continue to say for like the fifth time in this show, it aspires or it encourages real life. Where we're going to repeat it, or where it will become normal, and it will become more common. It'll normalize it. So
It'll normalize, yeah.
So do you want to humanize gay people, relationships who are gay, and, and not call to violence towards anyone who is gay? Do you want to say you can be a person in society, you happen to be someone who loves of the same sex, we'll show a kiss scene with it. You're saying that don't put it in the center of the screen, put it on the side of the screen, whatever. It's whatever. But I understand the point of that, and I understand the reasons for that, and I can understand completely why it's beneficial to feature that. I also don't want to give them points for representation of gay when you're not making it the lead character of your damn movies and your shows. What you did at Rise of Skywalker at the very end, where the two girls kissed each other as the camera was moving. You know what I'm talking about? At the end of episode 9 of Star Wars?
Nah.
It wasn't a lead character. It was just
to the Star Wars movies. After the first one, I didn't watch the.
Or when I was watching Ms. Marvel, and then Kamala Khan was at her locker, and she was like, "You guys are my favorite couple." But those were extras who barely ever, like, I don't even know their names. I don't think they have names. But they'll do something, and it was a gay couple, by the way. You're my favorite couple, and then she just walked, and it was like, you guys are not sacrificing or putting like the $200 million budget with someone who's knowingly gay, with a theme of the movie is, this is my gay partner and me, and we're working together, and we're gonna have kiss scenes, and like they've never actually put the effort behind it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm rambling to a different point that I'm trying to make.
You did.
Yeah. The initial point was like the representation aspect of it, and having gay people on screen, in the black people specifically who are gay, to F the nuclear family. I agree with that theory that it's happening too often. And I've seen other mentions, like the Haunted Mansion example, for how the nuclear family is being disrupted also. And it could be to lower birth rate. It could be to what's it called? Have white women be or white men be more attractive to the black partner. It's just to disrupt. I see that.
So you asked, what do I think it's trying to amount to? What is their goal? I truly don't know. And that's why I say, like, humans are weird to me. Like, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know what the goal is, but I do see, like, I can't play chess. I can play checkers. I can't think too many steps ahead, but I see right now, like, I smell something's fishy. So the fact that they are, like you said, I'm gonna say disrespectful representation to the nuclear family, to what actually keeps a culture like intact, to get black people, and I'm making us a monolith with that one, but black people to be a respected group amongst everybody, and not seen as the fucking aggressive ignorant animals that we are. I'm like, I do think they are contributing, or like or normalizing that of us, or Like with the Woman King, like that shit had came out, and I'm like, there was two liberal white women that made the Woman King, where they want to focus on some woman-led group where the women were strong and fighting and all that type of shit. I'm like, the shit's happening too often, back to back, to where I think it's calculated. As far as what the goal is, no, I don't know, but I do know, especially with this whole Charlie Kirk situation and all of the stuff in like politics recently, I do believe that they at the top are all in league with one another, and their goal is to keep us divided. So like when we say something like Black Panther, Black people are divided on that. You know what I'm saying? When I know myself, I can only speak for myself. All I'm saying is I want to see that character still be here.
Yeah.
But then they've had Black people to come out, like Nate Moore specifically, to say like it's disrespectful to cast somebody else. So I'm like, you will put a Black person out there to spew this other narrative to combat the one where we're saying strong Black characters, like keep us around and it keep us divided. Or when I say something about the gay character, and when I say like, okay, let's have it on the side, not at the front. Some gay person gonna hate me for saying that, but I'm not saying like I don't want to see y'all. I'm saying there needs to be a way to do this. Because I also am aware that that is my Christian response to that, to where I don't want to see those things, especially with this country being founded on Christian values. I really don't want to see a lot of this stuff being pushed. Or like the porn thing. Like I understand like no government involvement, but I'm like, that's a detriment to humans, to us, to our society. So like on one hand, no, I don't want the government in my business, but on the other hand, degeneracy like runs rampant, and in the long run that's not good for us. I think we're thinking too short term with these things. So I think when I give my responses to these, it'd be from like a Christian perspective and then from a worldly perspective. My worldly perspective is, yeah, like we should see gay characters on the screen. I plan on having gay characters in my work, but the focus is not how gay are they, or like with my Black characters, like you were saying, like we're not going to talk about fucking social justice and all this type of shit unless it's relevant to what's happening. Like with Teen Titans back then, and Starfire was saying like this piece of shit dude that y'all know, that some conqueror, like dope ass dude, he's a racist. He hates my people. So I understand like y'all
Calls me nothing.
Yeah, so I'm like, when it's relevant to the story, or if you can slide the social justice in there within the world, or people will say like Star Wars is not political, but it is political. It's the what is it? The
Vietnam.
I mean, I don't know. I'm saying in-world politics. Like I haven't been watched Star Wars for so long. I forgot what they're called, but the Separatists and the Republic, I think. So, or was it another one? But anyway, so I'm saying like there's in-world politics that you can pull real-world issues from, or see like some real-world analogy, but it makes sense within the world. You're not sitting here fucking telling me that I'm some straight male and I don't get to say something about a woman and all that. That's too real world for me. But yeah, there's places to where that shit can work in the story's favor within it. So yes, my worldly answer is normalize these things. But the Christian answer is no, it shouldn't be there.
It is a sin.
It's a sin. Yes, bro. It's against God. He can forgive you, but you can't live in sin. Like if you ask for forgiveness, it's because I apologize, Lord. I want to be better. I don't want to make these same mistakes. So he'll forgive you if you actually are working towards being better. But yeah, honestly, yeah, it's a sin. It's not of God. So because of our foundation, it shouldn't be. But because we live in a world and then God does deal in free will, we should have the free will to kind of show these things. But again, it's just don't focus on those things.
My problem with using "it's a sin" is that there's a lot of things that are going to be a sin in the Buzz Lightyear movie that no matter what your religion is, Christian, Islam, whatever it is, there's going to be lots of things in there that I'm not going to speak on. But to speak on the gay couple thing is like selective. But I can still mention it for the Black reasons that I mentioned, which is, it seems that they're trying to encourage a family that isn't man, woman, children. We can get it for the Incredibles, and we can get it for the Fantastic Four, and we can get uncles there too. But when it comes to a Black family, man, there seems like a consistent effort to not have a full nuclear family. On Netflix, there's a show called My Dad the Bounty Hunter, which does have that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And do you know about the series Ianu?
Yeah.
That's I haven't watched it, but so far, like you have, I'm gonna say that's a good show. Okay, it's a good black show if you want to call it that. It's truly African, not
What do you mean?
black.
Yeah. What did you mean if you want to call it that? This movie, this TV show, this world that happened, it takes place like there's houses and stuff, but there's not like electricity, and it's sort of like maybe 500 years ago, before the transatlantic slave trade. No one mentions it, so it's just like mystical, kind of like
Yeah. So
Nigeria.
the reason I say if you want to call it that is because I don't know, like what is black? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you from Canada?
I'm in Canada, yeah.
You in Canada? So
But yeah, but like yeah, what is black? It makes sense. I get what you're trying to say, because Tyler will say, "Don't call me black," because in South Africa we call it colored. In Canada, when someone says someone's black, it might be different than when someone says someone's black in the United States. I get what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah. So to me, I always thought black was American blacks, and so now I'm finding out it's black people all over the place. So I'm like, okay, well, what are they called?
That sounds super ignorant, AJ.
I'm ignorant.
Only Americans get where do those people come from? It's the coastlines of the African continent.
Because the reason black is weird to me is because, okay, so like somebody like you, I don't know if blacks in Canada are a product of slavery, or because
Some
you
are.
do have some are. So you have African people who just straight came from Africa and was like, I want to relocate over there. So I'm like, I've always seen black as, we don't know what to call these niggas that we got that's been here, that we've been forced to live.
Just say FBA, Foundational Black American.
So what is that? Us that are products of slavery, and just this is all we know.
Before
Like
United
Tiana,
States,
Foundation, yeah.
before 18 whatever it was, where you guys got your independence, anyone who was there from the start, you are foundational Black American.
Okay,
I think it's like the word. There maybe need to be a better word, because it's been like 400 years, and maybe that's a subculture that deserves to have its own branding that is better than just 3 letters that represent something. Like other cultures have their own thing, but FBA is that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't like labels, and I never will say I'm an FBA or whatever. I'm just like, I just accept black. Because I'm not going to say I'm an African American, because I'm like, somebody said this to me before, that saying we all came from Africa is like scapegoat. Like, you have colored people in like South America, like we came from there, like we came from like other places as well. It wasn't just Africans.
No,
so
the slave traded to Brazil and parts of Southern America too. So some of them are African also.
Yeah, some of them are, but I'm saying you already had dark-skinned people there that mix with the Africans. So I'm saying, to say that they're African Americans when they're here, it's like that's not correct. So that's why I said black to me is just we don't know where y'all from, where y'all came from, or whatever. So we're just gonna lump all y'all together.
What about Indians? What about Samoans? Their
So
skin is melanated.
So what's funny is, and this is a homie of the channel, Vex Electronica, she calls herself black, but she's Sri Lankan, and she's in Canada. So that just kind of just like fucked my mind up. But I'm like, I'm not going to tell you you're not black, but the fact that
I got to see where she grew up.
But I'm like, the fact that you will claim that as an identity, I'm like, okay, so what truly is black now? I think now I got to start to like think about that. But okay, and so we went there. Now it's cool. Let's bring it back. You was talking about the nuclear black family, right? Fuck Blade.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
I'm done with that. I'm done. I made all my points about nuclear black family and Snoop Dogg and all that stuff. I'm and Buzz Lightyear, yeah. But back to Blade. Yeah, we need to have a Blade movie or a Blade TV show where he's just slicing and dicing. And if Disney does do Blade, I'm going to the movie theaters. I know you just said, "Oh, Daughter of Blade." They're gonna do.
Yeah, so you're going, and you're going to see Blade. Sure, if they get him right, he's going to be dope. But you know that they're only going to do that for an instant, and the goal of the movie is to push him out and to bring his daughter, who I think I remember saying that she was gay. Fact check me on that, people. But I remember saying that. So I'm like, the goal of Blade is to get that goodwill from you people, Marvel fans, especially
to transfer it over to Bloodline.
Yes, and she be the focus. So I'm like, if I believe that was gonna happen, I wouldn't support Blade.
I would see it from the trailers. I would see it, and I know it's not happening because Mahershala Ali said no to that script. So that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be in fear of it. I will see a movie trailer, what they're advertising. If Blade's daughter is in it, I get iffy about it, and I may be on your side and say this isn't. Maybe it depends how involved she is, but wait for that to happen first before we just certainly say that funding Blade will fund the next thing they do, and then I don't want to do that. I
No,
want to
well,
be able.
That's me. That's all I'm about. That's how I feel about Disney Marvel. Like
You
I
want
said,
to have
get
Blade make
everybody
as
out
much
there.
as possible. You want to give your $10 movie ticket so that you can look at the box office mojo
No, the
website.
fuck I don't. No, the fuck I don't. That's not going to
You want to
tell.
be able to say it sells having a black character who's just kicking ass and slicing and dicing. And then when they do the sequel with Bloodline, that movie makes half of what the first movie. Like that's why you pay for the Blade movie, to show it, to have data.
Then I would go to the whole, which I'm not super knowledgeable on this, but the YouTube homies talk about it, the whole BlackRock and them funding the whole DEI, all that type of stuff, and how our like ticket sales don't really matter. They're still going to find the funding for their agenda pushing projects anyway. I'm not super knowledgeable on that, so I can't speak too much on that, but I'm saying I truly
You're
don't
right.
think, I truly don't think us going to support something is going to give us what we want long term.
Okay, support something from the studios, yes, but from independent, sure.
Independent, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Studios, fuck no, fuck the
Okay.
mainstream. I'm sorry, I know I've been missing some of the comments. I've been trying to bring them up, but great conversation with Chill. Spawn is one of the only black characters where I don't have to worry about any of that weird BS. He stayed a badass since the 90s. Okay, I didn't read original Spawn comics, but I'm gonna say this: Spawn is a cool character, but he ain't got no dick. Okay, he's he ain't got no dick. And from that movie that I saw, his wife was now married to a white man and raised their kid. Is that true? Is that canon? Is that a thing? I don't
It was
know.
his best friend, wasn't it? It was his old partner.
It was his partner. So I'm like, look, tell you, I'm too sensitive to this shit, bro. So Spawn is cool. He's dope, but you wouldn't know he's black by looking at him.
Yeah.
He's demon suit and whatever.
And that's the part of representation that only matters to me. Is your skin present as you're doing all these awesome things? No, it's not. Then how are you a black character?
Yeah. So to me, he's just a demon Spawn. He's one of many other Spawn characters. I know he was the original, and then they started making these other little Spawns or whatever. But like, nah, you. But anyway, Spawn is cool, but I don't consider him a respectful black character, or he's not anybody that I need to see put out. It'd be cool if he is because he's cool, but for the representation argument, Spawn ain't it.
He's not on the list. My list is Virgil Hawkins, Static Shock.
Yeah.
Let me go Black Panther, actually. Black Panther's number one. T'Challa, obviously, not his sister or his son, T'Challa. Virgil Hawkins, number two. That's the most I desire to see like a movie. Probably give Mr. Terrific just basically because he did so well. Blade would be number four. And maybe Storm is number five. And it's really irrelevant who's after that. Maybe Luke Cage, Monica Rambeau, giving her name Photon, not Captain Marvel, would be mean a lot to me. Yeah, my top 10 stops at 7. Who cares after that?
So okay, I would say because I'm trying to think of characters outside of a Marvel or a DC. So when I say when I say representation, I'm gonna mention other people as well because this is hilarious. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. And I'm not saying top. This is in no particular order. But do you remember Generator Rex?
No.
He was around the time of. Okay, so I keep saying like American cartoons. Okay, over anime. So he was a Hispanic. I don't know if he was Mexican, but he was a Latino character. And his power was like the nanite stuff. So kind of like what Mr. Terrific is doing. Except he would create like these machinations on his body or whatever. He had a crossover with like Ben 10 and the Secret Saturdays. Also,
Ben 10.
Yeah. So also pull up Secret Saturdays after that. Because we got Hispanic character here. There's so many cold ass like Jackie Chan Adventures back in the day. So that's an Asian character. American Dragon Jake Long, Juniper Lee. That's a Chinese female. So I'm like, I would love to see some of these characters adapted. of course, Static. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely got the black characters that we know, and the Storm and the black character, and the Black Panther. So Secret Saturdays. Now, this was a mixed couple. Strong black dad. The mom is white looking, so this is the crossover, but that's the son, little mixed dude. Pull up the actual Secret Saturdays and you'll see the whole family. But their job is, that's the mom right there. So they deal with these cryptids. So those creatures that you see around them, not being aliens. So there's like these supernatural things, these cryptids. That's the mom and the dad right there.
Okay.
So we had a nuclear family. They was mixed, but I'm not exactly opposed to the mixed, especially if you have some type of like culture in there as well, where that character, like, I like how Miles is like hip black. When that one dude said the exaggerated swagger of a black teen, like, I like that, you know, or Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Like, you watching Static Shock, like, you can definitely tell. And I mean, Richie was there, but Richie was still like cool too. But Static had his, you know, I put a shock to your sister. Like, he was authentically black. American black is, you know, for lack of a better description. So I do want to see that from these characters. But you see that strong black man. He's there for his kids. And, you know, like, for the representation that you're talking about with the whole black family, you could see, like, maybe they'll have an episode where it shows like his sister and she got a black husband, and, you know, we see that family, and it's like, oh, okay, that's there. But the Saturdays are a mixed couple. But
okay,
yeah,
their name is the Saturday Family.
Yeah, that's their last name.
Understood.
Yeah. So they deal with these cryptids, and somebody, like, I love animals. I like the supernatural. You know, my identity is a werewolf, so I'm like seeing all of that, like, supernatural stuff, and them, like, it's a family business, kind of like the Irwins, and how, you know, he making like to see that legacy from Steve Irwin and his kids continuing that. I love to see that. So this show did that for me. That's the mom's brother right there, the dude with the red mohawk. Yeah, so this was a great show, and this was, yeah, like Ben 10, Secret Saturday, Generator Rex. Like, it was a little early, like 2000s, mid 2000s era of Cartoon Network, where they was putting out these hit like cartoons. And I talk about a lot about how these old cartoons, they were like kind of, I don't want to necessarily say masculine, but little boys like felt empowered. It's like, yeah, we want to be heroes. We want to be upright, you know, citizens. We want to fight the bad guys, stand up for people, like a, you know, like a Spider-Man, Captain America, like shit like that. I'm like, they had a little era where they was doing that, Cartoon Network. So I would, as far as representation, I would love to see like these characters, stuff like that. Or like you were saying, like, my dad's the bounty hunter. So I'm like, shit like that is dope to me. Let's bring more obscure characters of representation of color, as opposed to going to the definite, like the ones we already know. Like, we're gonna have 50 fucking Storms, you know what I'm saying? 50 Black Panthers. Everybody says Virgil when they say black character. I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm saying, like, those are expected. You giving me those characters is kind of like, that should be baseline. Let me see some of these other characters.
It should be baseline, but they're not happening. There's actually like legal reasons why Virgil Hawkins can't be as big as I would want him to be. There's the Black Panther thing, which they killed the main character. There's the Storm thing where they lied to Halle Berry about how big her role would be in X-Men 3 just to get her to sign. She's really not in it. So the baseline is worth it. Once we get these guys who are the best contenders, the most impact to provide impact, once we get them, then I'll talk about some of the lesser characters. Actually, that's not true, because I'll still talk about Ianu with you.
Yeah, so I get it. I get what you're saying, but that's why I can easily say fuck this company, because the right moves were so easy to make. They were expected. So when you go out of your way to not give us that, that makes me feel like, all right, you're compromised. Something's going on, and I'm not going to support the disrespectful representation of my people. So that's why I don't want to give money to a Blade, because you've given me fucking gay ass Valkyrie already. Like, you race swap that character, and then you made a king. You're doing weird shit, Disney, all over the place. And then, yeah, with the Tiana thing. So I keep saying, like, Tiana is the only fucking Disney princess who is not in her own, like, motherland, surrounded by her own culture. Everything about her is adopted from white people. So, like, and John, you know, I got to give John some shit about this one. But it's like, because they're from Louisiana, they was like, oh, that was authentic Louisiana culture. Like I get that. That's cool. But you're giving me the black princess. She shouldn't be black. It should be African princess. So that's when I say like Ianu was the move that Disney should have made. Let me see the black woman, the brown skinned woman. Let me see her around her own people with her own beliefs. Like I said, Mulan is in my top 5 Disney movies. Fucking 5 Mulan. Like you had to hold all her culture was there. You know what I'm saying? Like when she herself, when the humans didn't know what to do, they had that whole shrine, like a little outhouse where them ancestors was there, and they came back from the dead to help their baby out and to give her a little guardian to see her through her journey. I'm like, Tiana don't get that. You know what I'm saying? She get turned to a frog. You got this random ass Mama Odie out in the swamp. It's like, yeah, you had it the whole time, girl. I ain't got to do no magic. We don't know nothing besides whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig a little deeper. I'm just like, bro, every song from that movie was she sung I'm almost there. Dig a little deeper.
Almost there.
Dig a little deeper. Okay.
No, you better not ruin that song for me now.
When we're human, all of those songs in that movie was like, you're not quite there yet. There's still something else that you have to do to be like complete, to be whole. And it reminds me too much of like Real World, where I hear this, you gotta be, what is it? Twice as good to get half of the progress or whatever as like white people or whatever. I'm just like, it's too much shit in that movie that reminds me of real world struggles, which is why I'm not watching fucking Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society growing up, because I'm like, that's the life around me. I don't want to fucking be reminded of that when I watch TV.
I like those movies. I liked past tense. I liked those movies. Those were entertainment, but just the overabundance of those movies.
The overabundance.
It's the patterns. Nothing wrong with those individually as an artistic piece. But when all that's happening, all that it's getting, it's worth complaining about.
Yeah. So with that, then anyway, I don't want to stay on Tiana too long, but yeah, I got a lot of
issues. I'll get to Ianu. Screen share me again. Just
okay. I was about to say, I don't have any news about Ianu. Okay, so we were supposed to talk about Miles Morales. Fuck it, we don't have to. I don't. That's just dead.
No, I think we agree there. Miles, like, he's not Spider-Man. He's Miles Morales. He needs his own name, and he needs maybe to move out of the New York City to establish his own little town and be his own character. To emphasize more on his Venom shock and his camouflage, not his spider thing. Just make him distinct.
The last thing I would say on that one is I love the movie Into the Spider-Verse because it fixed the issues of the comic. The comic sucked because his dad, although his dad was there, his dad hated mutants, and Miles was a mutant. So he didn't have a relationship with his father to where he could, and I say come out in quotes, where he couldn't be honest with his father about who he was. And then that fear of his dad not accepting him. So I was like, he didn't have a strong black role model there. And then his Uncle Aaron was a piece of shit in the comics. And he didn't do what he did in the movies. He was actually favoring. I don't know if it was Kingpin. I forgot who it was, but he was like blackmailing Miles, like, do this criminal shit, or I'm gonna tell your dad like who you are. I'm gonna reveal your identity. So he was using Miles. So he was a piece of shit. So that's why I love the movie, because it fixed those issues. His dad was, there. He came and talked to him through the door while he was at school. It's like, I love you, Miles. Like, I'm here for you. Uncle Aaron, when he found out that, Miles was Spider-Man, he was like, fuck this villain and shit. I'm going to choose my nephew over that crime life that I was living. So I'm like, he had 2 positive black role models. And they had their issues. That's real world. You know what I'm saying? Our brother, my dad don't get along with his brother. I don't get along with my brother. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can fix that in the future. But I'm like, that's real. But he still had 2 positive male role models in his life, as opposed to the comic where he didn't, and they bickered the whole time. And he had white Peter Parker to come from another universe to be a positive male role model in his life. So that's why I love the movie. So I was like, if you can look at it as like a Disney Spider-Man movie with the focus being the black character, it's fucking perfect. But yeah, also the mom, like, he has the last name of the mom, Morales. He doesn't have his dad's last name. And
well, here's what happened. Okay, I thought about this a little bit.
Are you about to tell me the reason why? Okay, you can say I know the reason. I know the reason why.
Oh, there is a reason why.
There is a reason why.
Is it better than my fan fiction right now? Because
what's your fan fiction?
See, look, they were together. They were a couple, Jefferson and Morales, both of them. And then
Mm-hmm.
got pregnant, but they split up. And she was like, "Damn, we just broke up, but now I'm pregnant. What do I do? He's busy. He's like in police academy, or he's out of town, or he's his career. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell him about it. Right?
Okay.
I've been pregnant for 2 months. I just gotta sit on it for 7 months. So the baby happens, gives birth. On the birth certificate, it says Miles Morales. Right? She doesn't really put it on his name yet.
Yeah.
And then she tells him, "Yo, listen. You remember that breakup fight that we had that we broke up? Well, it turns out the next month I found out I was pregnant with your kid. Do you want to?" And then he goes, "Yeah, I do." And then they become a loving family one more time. So during the birth, that's why it says Miles Morales during that period. But they stay together.
All right. So the canon reason is because the name Jefferson, Miles' dad didn't have a good relationship with him and Aaron's dad, Miles' granddad. So he was abusive. I don't remember if he was like into like criminal activity or whatever, but he was abusive. So he was like, that name is tainted in the community. So we're going to take the wife's name to like, so that Miles is not, so the evils of the sins of the father are not reflected in the son. So that's why the name is Morales. So yeah, further dysfunction in the black family, which is a thing. It's a real thing. Cause my dad, and this is my dad said like he didn't whoop me as much as I probably deserved. He let my mom do it most of the time because his dad was abusive. And so he was like, he didn't want any of that to come out, and he didn't want to do me like that. He just didn't want that to come out. So I'm like, okay, seeing that reason, I understand, like, okay, the name is tainted in the community, but you take that name, Mr. Jefferson Davis, and put a positive spin on it, or show like we're not going to repeat the same shit that my fucked up dad did. His name Jefferson Davis. The name Davis is going to have a positive impact in the community, and then especially with his wife being a senator or like something like that in the community. I'm like, you could have done great things with that name. You could have changed the perspective, but instead, I'm just going to choose my wife's name. And then I think the dad does the dad die or the mom die?
Mom
I
dies.
think it's the mom dies. All right, whatever.
Maybe I'm thinking of Static. Sorry. No, I don't. None of them die. They're both alive right now.
Are you sure? I want to say one dies. I think the mom dies. It's not too important. But anyway, so yeah, that's the reason for why their name is Morales. Why he take his wife fucking name? I'm like, nah, bro, that's wild. But anyway.
This show is called Ianu.
A white man wrote the story though, so when we rely on them to tell our stories, some fuck shit is probably bound to happen. So, or not. I'm just saying, don't do it. Just don't depend on others to tell our story. Let's make our own shit.
This is what happened. Roy Okupe, a Nigerian, said, "I'm gonna do this comic book," and he created her. There's her pet. You see, her animal friend. There it is.
Her animal sidekick. Yep.
Everybody's got one.
I said it, bro. I said Jasmine had a whole ass fucking tiger. If we would have been in Africa, our black queen could have had a lion. She could have had a leopard. Hell, she might could have had just a little serval or something. It could have been some small thing. But I'm like, still, bro, there's too many cool ass animals we could have given our black queen as opposed to a goddamn firefly and a gator that don't want to be a gator no more, bro.
This is great voice acting.
Mighty God. Did you find? Why? Are they good at ciphers?
Contain yourself, beast.
That's just a freaking kids show. There's nothing about no social justice and all of the real life political themes. Killmonger versus T'Challa, talking about the strife of Africans worldwide or descendants of Africans worldwide. This guy Roy Okupe just made a freaking TV show about Ianu and said, "Here."
And I watched the interview about that. And him, the guy asked him like, "How do you feel about your show being compared to Avatar?" Or saying like it's and he said that that's like some of the highest praise I can hear because I love that show. And he said he wasn't exactly inspired by Avatar, but the fact that people compared to it means like he achieved what he wanted to. It's impactful. So, and I said this, I'm like, bro, this look like Avatar meets Disney, and like Disney. How the fuck did you not create something like this? That's just crazy to me.
Let me listen to a couple of words from here.
Thank you so much for
Oh my
having me.
goodness! So you got season 2,
Yes.
a feature film in the works as well.
Correct.
Come on now,
Yes.
you're booked and busy. That's incredible.
Hey, I mean, in this industry, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a blessing. That is incredible.
It's huge.
So,
it's huge.
Crystal, this is the
I'll be
very
right back.
first
I
book
can hear
that
you,
came
though.
out.
Okay.
But right there.
Volume 1 of Iano, correct. That's the
Volume.
graphic novel.
Okay.
How long did it take you to put all this together? I feel like this was a real labor of love, and it wasn't 20 seconds. It took a minute.
How long is this segment?
You're like, how much time you got, girl?
On a more serious note, so that book came out in 2020, but I've been developing it since 2018.
Oh, wow.
So from then up until this point, it's taken.
Hold on a minute now. He just said since 2018. Do we all remember the movie that came out in 2018? That was the Black Panther movie. And I'm telling you that thing inspired people to do things like Ianu. And here we are 7 years later, and he's got his own TV show with a season 2 coming out, greenlit. There's power in what the media encourages, like seeing things like T'Challa made this guy make a brand new comic book in 2018.
So I kind of missed that part. He said he created the book in 2018, or they started working on the show in 2018.
The book,
Okay.
2018 was the book.
Okay.
And he was just writing that, and he was Unique Studios is the name of his publisher. Then he teamed up with Dark Horse Comics, and they licensed it out, and now he sold it to a bunch of Americans. And then it got on Cartoon Network's radar, and now here we are. You feel me?
I was one of the articles I was going to pull up was that he made a deal with ABC, which is, I guess, Australian broadcasting company. So now the show is going to be shown in Australia.
I saw that earlier.
Yeah. So I don't know how important that is or where it is at now in the world, but the fact that like people are starting to like want it across the world, I'm like that's dope, man. I don't want to take his win as a black win. All I'm saying is there's something to learn here, and this is the direction that I would love if more black people took. Not exactly of creating their own thing, like definitely create your own thing, but like I was saying, like stop looking to the mainstream to tell our stories. Support people who are trying to tell our stories and help them to be elevated. And
that's why I covered this show on my channel.
Same here, yeah.
And when I covered it, I did videos and reactions and everything, and then unfortunately they struck me. And not the copyright strike. If it was copyright, you can't get paid for this, fine. But they would struck it and say you can't be visible in 400 countries and 10 territories. And I'm like, oh well, I'm not even gonna work on editing anymore. I did like I did the first 5 or 6 episodes, and then I said, okay, they're just gonna keep striking me, and they'll approve you, and it'll say you can publish. If anyone who creates YouTube videos, you know what I mean. You get to that final page and it says publish now, and it said it checked for all of the problems, and it would approve me, and I would publish it, and then like 6 hours later, it would be struck by Warner Brothers or Cartoon Network, and I'm like, I can't. This can't keep happening for every episode, you know. So I just stopped covering it, but I wanted to. Did
you cover the episode, or were you just talking about news? Because I didn't get struck for mine. Okay, so I didn't do episodes. I was thinking about it because I know the first episode at least is on YouTube.
Next time we talk, we should talk about Ianu. I'll schedule a time for that.
Let's
do the movie. We can do the finale. We can do just the overall general. I can screenshot some things and prepare things for on screen, and then we'll talk on a live stream about it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to watch the show, but I don't support the mainstream, so I don't have HBO or whatever the fuck. So, and I'm not quick to pirate shit. Like, I feel like it just takes energy.
I pirated it. It's not available in Canada.
Okay, so I guess that's why I said the Australian thing, because I was like, oh, the rest of the world is starting to want this show, so it is having an impact on the entertainment world, especially kids entertainment. But I was like, well, shit, I don't know where it isn't. I just know where it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Africa and America, apparently.
And
now Australia.
United Kingdom, they have it on ITV, I think.
Okay.
And they're streaming it on HBO Max. That's what you need to know.
Yeah, I don't have that. All right, so do you want to talk about the Stan Lee AI shit?
Yeah, let's do it. Stan Lee, he used to love doing the cameos.
Yeah,
I would think that he would love doing the cameos even in his death. How cool is it after my death that I'm still in the Marvel movies? Excelsior. So I don't think that he would be too against it. Just pay his family, give their family whatever you were paying him for those cameos. If it was a $10,000 appearance, just give it to his old kid and whoever
All right,
else is alive.
so 2 hours, and I think we'll definitely be at 2 hours after this. But the other one I wanted to talk about, you know what, Chill? Let's skip this one. Let's skip that one.
Let's do both. Do both. I know I said 2 hour stream, but like, if you got to go longer than that, let's just do both.
Okay, let's do both.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get the Stan Lee one out the way. But that anime I was telling you about with John Boyega, Kid Cudi, Tiana, all of them, let's talk about that because we don't have any like visual anything to look at, but it's just like the casting has been done, and I don't know like who's like over it, who's creating it or whatever.
You said Willow Smith or Jaden?
Willow Smith.
Okay, I heard something about Jaden Smith working with Viola Davis on an anime thing. Also, Willow Smith too. Cool.
Yeah.
At
what point does it become unethical? Right.
Well, let me see it. Let me see what they do with it. Because all he does is a cameo for 13 seconds on screen. How could he be unethical?
Okay. I said it could be unethical when me and Ego was talking about it before, is when you have these people come out and like be in support or against something like a heavy topic.
Yeah, sure. But
so
he's not
like,
going to do that.
We don't know how they're going to use him.
We just how they've been using him before. Where
I don't think they'll only do that. Let's see. All right, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter. An AI Stan Lee hologram will speak with fans at LA Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. Unethical. Unethical.
All right. A likeness of the late Marvel legend will pose for photos and engage in short conversations for a price.
No.
By Aaron Couch, September 19th. Why you say no? Are you being sarcastic right now? What's happening?
Because we were talking about what would be ethical and unethical, and the first thing you told me was something that is unethical. You're gonna get him as a man, as Stan Lee himself, and you'll be able to talk to him. He's gonna give opinions.
Okay, what did you think I was saying? Like just a cameo in movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought like, a little cameo. Remember when he was on the Fantastic Four's wedding list and they said, Stan Lee, I'm Stan Lee, I should be here. Oh, that's funny. I get it. That's cool. If they do something like that, sure. But AI take a picture with Stan, it's really him, and have a conversation with him? Nah, bro. He would not sign up on that.
Okay, so that was the conversation that we was having back then when this stuff started happening, where people were selling their likenesses. I think James Earl Jones is something. I know the voice. I know they can use his voice. I don't know if they can use his face.
His voice. It's ethical. He wants Darth Vader to sound like Darth Vader. He wants his family to get paid even after his death. He signed something. Everything there is okay with me.
Okay.
He approved it.
No thanks. Get this shit out of here. All right, 4 decades.
Make it larger. Like maximize the the font.
The text?
The text, yeah. Go to the top right, the 3 dots there, and then just plus.
I don't internet good. Okay, plus. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That's big enough.
Yeah. I mean, I can read it now.
Okay. All right. For decades, Stan Lee was the king of comic conventions. Now, nearly 7 years after his death at the age of 95, he will once again be a presence at LA Comic-Con, this time as a hologram that will use AI to have conversations with fans. Fans will be able to speak with the hologram at the Stan Lee Experience section of the con, a 1,500-foot enclosed booth, which costs between $15 to $20 to enter, depending on whether you buy tickets ahead of time. And like meeting a celebrity or getting autographs, there will be paid opportunities to take photos with the hologram or have a 3-minute one-on-one conversation with it. Yeah, that's disgusting, bro. We'll never put words in his mouth that aren't in line with things he spoke about in his lifetime. Okay.
No, you don't get to decide what's in line. You might take an interview out of context and be like, "Oh, he said yes here. We're talking about the color blue when he actually loves the color green."
You are right. Okay, I was just saying that. Okay, they are at least mindful of that, but I think that's just the evil trickery of like, we aware. Let's figure out a way to still get our way. but to ease the people's minds, so that they're more likely to support what we're doing. Okay. We'll never put words in his mouth that aren't in line with things he spoke about in his lifetime, said Bob Sabuni, head of Stan Lee Legacy Programs for Cartoon Studios and a former Marvel executive. Fortunately, with decades of footage capturing his thoughts on so many subjects, we can build a voice that stays true, not always word for word, but always faithful in spirit, context, and intent.
He's
The
not
hologram-
Crush from Finding Nemo. He's not the turtle on Disney World. I'll find a video of that. We're not doing that with a real life human being.
Yes. Or like the Megatron. Remind me of Megatron. If you see, you know, so Stan Lee is a fucking character now, not a human. The hologram hails from Proto Hologram, the company that recently helped launch an interactive mirror from The Conjuring in 47 malls, as well as Hyperion, a company known for creating realistic avatars.
I will never shop at any of those two companies.
All right, what were those companies again? Proto Hologram,
yeah,
and Hyperion.
I have a fridge from Hyperion. Never gonna shop there again.
Okay.
I don't really mean that. Sorry.
Oh,
my sense of humor wasn't.
Look, bro, I've seen how like Samsung, like these companies, how advanced like refrigerators and washer dryers being. So I'm thinking you got a fucking refrigerator with a little hologram on it. It's like you need to fill up your ice machine or something like that. I'm like, this man got money right here. All right, Lee, who co-created characters such as Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Daredevil, was the most visible face for comic book culture of all time, known far beyond fan circles thanks to his cameos in Marvel movies. According to organizers, the Lee hologram may also pop up in different parts of the conventions as a surprise, perhaps to introduce a top-tiered panel or two. In 2016, Lee spoke to the Hollywood Reporter about LA Comic-Con, which at the time was undergoing a name change. Los Angeles is, to me, the center of the world's entertainment. It has to have a Comic-Con, he said. This year's convention runs from September 26 to 28. It has to have a convention. He didn't say I had to be there. All right, that's it. That's the article.
Go to the thing I shared because this is Crush, dude, turtle dude. And if you go to Disney World, you can sit in front of him, and there's an actor who's got his microphone, is probably behind a curtain, and he'll answer the questions in Crush's voice. This is great technology. This is fun, and this is not how you treat Stan Lee, but this is awesome.
You're a great dad. Any advice for all the other dads out there for all the time you've been living, you know?
Oh, dude. Well, how many grommets of your own do you have before I go?
0.
You're not a father?
Not that I know of.
Well, my first advice would be to find out if you have kids.
That's funny.
65 kids and my dad can barely handle 4.
You really just threw your dad under the bus right there.
Great technology.
Yeah.
Turtles taste like chicken.
The kid asked, "Do turtles taste like chicken?" He's reacting like that's sure. Stan Lee though is not Crush.
Yeah. And that's why I said when they say we're gonna say stuff like in spirit with what he said, it's kind of like the whole like the X-Men debate and how people would say that he was supposed to be like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and like that whole thing. How so his words were taken out of context with that, as well as like I can see how they will say like, well, this is what he meant when he was saying stuff. So especially if people are asking the hologram questions and you have somebody that's there answering or saying stuff like with this Crush thing, I'm like, all right, you can't predict what a human will fucking say. So that's unethical to have this man
a recipe for disaster. Hey Stan, what did you think of Charlie Kirk? There's no way he can touch that without, you know what I mean?
And it's going to be all AI stuff of his quotes.
Yeah.
Which to the sensitive, can be kind of weird or disgusting. But the AI, it would take out a whole bunch of context and like, you know what I'm saying? So That would be weird. You're basically reanimating a corpse at this point. And I'm watching One Piece, bro. I'm at the Fuller Bark arc, and I don't know if you watch One Piece, but Chopper is telling the doctor, like, these are not humans. You are not creating life. These are monsters that you control. They have no will of their own. And I'm like, that's what they about to do with Stan Lee. It's just whatever. And people I'm not gonna say believe it, but they are going to accept it or just assume, yeah, Stan Lee would say this. They mean him well. They're gonna do him right. They're gonna respect him. All right. Yeah, this is just wrong. Trickonology. That ain't trickonology. We ain't do that, Zax. Them your people. I'd rather be the real Stan Lee, but he's dead. So this fake thing is an insult to him. Yeah, it's just deal with it. That's life. Some shit you missed out on. Just like we grew up with fucking commercials. And if you didn't see an episode, you had to wait till that motherfucker come on later that night or that weekend. It's like you just missed out, buddy. Like, man, yeah. All right. I'd rather be the real. Okay, you just said that, LMA.
Who would pay for that too?
Weirdo.
And who was dropping $15 or $20 to do that?
The motherfuckers at Comic-Con. That costs money.
I don't think they would do it. I wouldn't do it. Would you do it? Would you say, "Oh my god, a fake Stan Lee? Oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna piss on his grave, desecrate his image." I'm not paying for that.
We're talking about mindless sheep that are waiting to consume product. Yes, they're going to do
I have
that,
faith.
bro.
No, they will not be mindless sheep. They're gonna say this is awful. He says the same 10 things. That's why it's only a 3-minute session. I've seen a video of it, and I won't do it again. Maybe I'll do it once for the LA Comic-Con, but not next year's LA Comic-Con.
All right, faithful according to some weirdo LA people's interpretation of his words and stances. Yep. He was great in Mallrats. Been forever since I'd seen that. Yeah, Crushers, that was cool. Yeah, because people are going to record his answers and probably try to spin it. Yep, it's just overall terrible idea. It's unethical. Stan Lee said himself that X-Men was created so he didn't have to come up with origin stories for every single power like he did with Hulk or Superman. Yeah, that's what I was referencing with that whole thing. They'll drop $20 for a 3-minute talk with a hologram, but won't put on deodorant. Make it make sense. All right, so the next one, not as exciting, but in line with the representation, people doing their own thing. I don't know if it's people exactly doing their own thing because I don't know who created it. And I got to get this. Refresh this. Get this shit
Hey, Stan Lee, what did you think about Franklin and his parents? They had domestic violence issues, didn't they? Huh? He slapped her. Well, sometimes a woman needs a good, I don't want Stan Lee to say anything about that. I don't want to comment either way. I can't believe they wrote that. Stan Lee disrespects Marvel in his death with his AI. Or I loved that storyline. It's Marvel's realistic. Stan Lee supports domestic violence.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he can answer that question. The AI can answer that question.
There's no way. There's no way. Let the man be rest in peace. Man, we got Shrek 5 and Ice 86 stuff. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
We can end it with this one because we had 2 hours now.
All right, let's do the thing where you enlarge the font again. Willow Smith, Teyana Taylor, and
Let's get that
Sowell.
one done. You need some fucking glasses because I can see it from my little screen and I haven't even full screened it.
Some of us are watching on our phones though.
Okay. All right. Shift the reason over to them. Let's zoom in. It's a good thing they don't lock me into the Zoom, and I got to do it for every little panel. Every window. This cool. Can you see that?
Make it back to the size it was before, and then just to click on hide articles. Yeah.
We good right here, right?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, this is from Deadline. Willow Smith, Teyana Taylor, Anna Sawai, John Cho, and John Boyega board anime-inspired sci-fi monster pick Slime opposite Scott Kid Mescudi. Kid Cudi is one of my favorite artists. So
his real name is Scott.
Scott Mescudi, yeah. So did you see Intergalactic on Netflix?
Yeah.
All right, so that's his thing. I fucks with Kid Cudi heavy because he was a musical artist, and then he went into the animation with that, and he went into comic books. I covered that on my show. So he made a comic book, and I guess he's doing voice acting now. As an actor, he sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. He was in the Knuckles series, which I didn't watch in full, but from what I did see, No, I wasn't. I wasn't with his performance. But anyway, all right. So Willow, Tiana Taylor. I guess this Miss Cho, John Boyega. All right. Sundance Prize winning animator director Jaron Braxton has brought an A-list cast around Scott Mescudi for Slime, the animated feature marking his feature debut, on which we first reported in 2023. Newcomers to the ensemble will include Willow Smith. She was an I Am Legend? She was the kid. Okay. One battle after another breakout. Tiana Taylor, who's a musical artist. Emmy and Golden Globe winner Anna Sawa from Shogun. I heard people praise that show.
Oh, Shogun. Okay.
John Cho from Tempest, and BAFTA winner John Boyega, the Woman King. That's what he's known for. Well, that's what they want to highlight. All right, sources tell Deadline. We're told Smith is set to play the lead role of Muna, with voice work starting next month. Character details for the other characters are under wraps. So, like I said, I don't think we have anything visual. These are just the voice actors for the animated feature. All right, set in a too near future, Slime follows Muna, an optimistic but broke young woman who signs up for a paid clinical trial only to be injected with a mysterious creature slime that unleashes destructive powers she can't control. On the run, she kidnaps Glenn, Kid Cudi's character, the lab worker who injected her, and the two set out on the perilous odyssey through a crumbling dystopian world in search of refuge and a cure. But as the clock runs out, is Muna transforming into humanity's worst nightmare or its last unlikely savior? So they got some Venom shit injected into him. Set to feature an original soundtrack and scored by Kid Cudi. Dope. I'm all for that. The film is described as an anime.
They work when you do the soundtrack stuff, like the Moulin Rouge song that made people want to watch the movie, or Frozen, Let It Go made people want to watch Frozen.
Mm-hmm. Bro, the soundtrack for Intergalactic is great. So yeah, when the anyway, I like his music, so maybe I'm biased for sure. I don't know how it would fit into an anime world, but it definitely can. I put a lot of his music on when I'm writing, and it inspires
Miles Morales. Remember the song with Post Malone, Sunflower?
Oh yeah, that whole soundtrack, except for the one song with Jaden Smith. That one was trash, but everybody else. And I don't listen to none of those artists on the regular. I would actually say I despise them and their own works, but that soundtrack was dope. Yes, Dempsey, like and subscribe, people. I'm a werewolf chill, in case you didn't know. So I'm trying to get the channel themed after that. And Dempsey helped me come up with like and subscribe. That's hard, bro. I hate I didn't come up with that myself. Where we at? Original soundtrack. Kim Cudi. The film is described an anime-inspired pre-apocalyptic sci-fi monster flick with retro video game aesthetics. Brian Ash wrote the script. Hammerstone Studios is financing the project with Script 2 Screen and producing alongside Mad Solar and Capstone Pictures. Producers include Alex Lebovici. So Mad Solar that's Kid Cudi shit. So producers include Alex Lebovici and Mescudi. Yeah! Bro, I'm hyped for this. Bro, I love Kid Cudi work, man, and just see him as an artist branching out to all these different things. That's inspiring. But producers include them, Karina Manashil Smith and Aaron Bergman. Who is Smith? Ibrahim Muhammad. I'm just is that Will Smith? Is it Willow? Does she have enough?
Willow, yeah.
Maybe it's Willow. Ibrahim Muhammad, he got a song with Willow Smith. So maybe she is
Kind of
going
vibe. Maybe are you coming for the ride?
I like her music. No, that's not the song.
I don't know any other Willow.
No, the song I'm talking about is Rose Golden. That's the name of the song. Oh, since I was young, been moving since I was oh man. I ain't have minute. Bro, that song hard. But yeah, maybe she's moving into being a producer or a creative. I like it. I know people got issues with her. Family is dysfunctional, whatever the fuck. But
man, Will Smith is immune from any criticism over here. I love that guy.
I love
After
Will Smith
6 seasons of Fresh Prince, you can do whatever you want to do, bro. Slap who you need to slap. Marry who you need to marry. Cheat on whoever you need to cheat on.
I'm gonna say he shouldn't have slapped that black man on stage in front of all the white people. Okay, it was a bad look. I'm not with that one. But I've forgiven him. Moving on, Will. I want to see him be great. Ibrahim Mohammed, Chase Vergari, Craig Peck, Dennis Cummings, so many names, people that we're not going to remember, are serving as executive producers. Folks, Visual Effects is providing animation services. Smith is repped by CAA manager Sam Holding. All right, bro, it's too much for me. And Boyega by Sloan. All right, too many goddamn cooks in the kitchen. All right, so that's it. That's basically it. Again, we don't have anything visual.
It's not too many cooks in the kitchen. We don't know that yet. We haven't watched it fail. This could be a great idea. People collaborate. You said you like Into the Spider-Verse. That thing had like 5 directors.
Okay, for the integrity of us as journalists, as reporting, and the article that we're referencing, do you want me to go back and read those?
What do you mean? What?
Do you want me to go back and read these names of people I just skipped over?
Okay, you're saying there's a lot of names and there's too many cooks in the kitchen. I get what you mean.
I was saying there was too many names
to fail.
I was saying there was too many names for me to read because none of us are going to remember these people.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm also saying yes, I think it's too many cooks in the kitchen for the project itself. But I'm not saying that equals failure. So it could be great.
Okay.
Again, I said I believe in what they're doing, and I like the Intergalactic was fine. It wasn't great, but I still am proud of him for doing that, and I think the world is better for it. No, it didn't have a crazy impact, but again, as a creator myself, and then you said you're creating stuff. I think Mac Miller's death hit me hard because he was a young man. And it's like, damn, did you get the time to put out all of the creative works that you had in you that you wanted to get out?
No, we know the answer is no.
So like that sucks. So what I'm saying is to see Kid Cudi branching out, like still doing his music, but getting into comics and animation and the anime inspired stuff. I'm like, that's inspiring. And I think he's doing his soul good by if whether it sucks or not, just putting it out there and saying like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So
all these musicians, I'm interested in what they want to do after the music. What if they don't make money off it? They get like 10 cents per stream. They get 0.10 cents per stream.
Yeah.
So it's it's nasty.
Like Rihanna got her what's it, cosmetic, like that
Great
shit.
example. Great example.
Yeah.
I want to see what Kevin Hart has to do outside of his stand-up comedy, and I want to see what other people. Juice WRLD died way too early. That man would have been a creative force.
Who's Juice WRLD?
Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD was like
Juice WRLD. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a rapper. Was a rapper.
Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about now. He was on the Spider-Verse album. Dempsey said Will cucked himself, then he lost it in public. I have no respect for him anymore because of that. Hey man, he's human. People are going to fuck up. So he's not an immoral person as far as I know. He's not a terrible person. So all right, that's what's new. That was in line with like us, highlighting Black creators. And I know you do a lot of that. We talk about a lot of that stuff. So I did want to make sure to get to that.
The moral of the story is Ianu is the show you guys should be checking out because it's doing all of it. It is from a comic book. It's being adapted. It's independently owned.
Yep.
It's on mainstream. You can stream it on Max, but they're doing exactly what we've been asking for and succeeding and getting a second season. And that's the biggest thing. If you care about representation, authentic representation, not no race swap representation, which they're going to keep temporary and then switch back to the white guy when they reboot in 30 years. Real representation. It's happening. Ianu. It's happening there. I don't like to talk about all the different companies and maybe like dilute and spread the attention to different places. I like concentrating. And that's why I'm only going to mention the Ianu franchise now. I'm not going to tell you about the other ones. I'm just going to keep saying it. IYANU is what you should be typing right now in another tab.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because that's why I was so opposed, or another reason I was so opposed to that Black Panther series or Eyes of Wakanda. I don't give a shit about that. And then Kata, my boy Kata, put out a review on it, and I watched his review.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Kata's review, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is pretty much what I expected, maybe even worse. But yeah, man, not to shit on them for too long, but yeah, I was like, we have no idea what the fuck Wakanda looks like. It's people, the culture. We have a glimpse. We scratched the surface, but why are we not more invested in this world? I'm gonna say this, since y'all know I get passionate, okay, about these things. I complain about some shit for at length. Going back to what I was saying about the Black Panther stuff and how it was terrible, like it was weird how they were like, we're just not going to recast them, and people were so sensitive to it. So I had said, you first of all, the whole him dying thing, I'm like, Bast is a character. That's the god. That's where he's getting that power from. There are other gods, sure, but Bast is like he was her vessel. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it's called when the god
Oh,
chooses
the avatar, the icon,
Avatar. Yeah, something like Avatar. I want to say like he was
the
her
host,
avatar. Avatar is perfect. Let's
the
keep it at that.
champion.
Let's keep it at Avatar, chill.
All right.
Okay. The fact that Bast is established in this world and her avatar is dying from a worldly sickness and she's not intervening whatsoever. Like I think in the movie, I didn't watch it because fuck them. But the Shuri was looking for a cure. I'm like, that was the perfect time for you to talk about the spirituality of Wakanda and have Bast like to heal him. And I said, so I was like, where the fuck is Bast? And then over in Thor, Love and Thunder, you see Bast in that movie, bro. She's behind Valkyrie and Mighty Thor. So I'm like, okay. So the MCU is knowledgeable of this character and have actually tangibleized this character. So I was like, that's
during
failure
the
on their
Zeus,
part.
the Zeus scene where they're at the Pantheon and all of the
Yes.
deities are all there.
Yes.
The one where Thor gets naked for a second, right?
Yes.
She is one of them sitting in the stands, and
She
it's
is
really
there.
bossed. It's a black woman, but then she's got like golden decorations.
And
And
she got the cat ears. Like I'm like, she's there. So how come the fuck not did we not have Bast remove that sickness from her host because they wanted to capitalize on the death of this black man? It was fucking
100%.
disgusting. But then I was like, you didn't even have to honestly address the whole recast thing. Because what I said was you could have had a CGI Black Panther suit, which is what it fucking was for most of the movie. And you could have had Doctor Strange do his little shit with the portal and pulled him through. Then we could have introduced the Illuminati. Not what they did in the one movie. I forgot what it was, but where you had Scarlet Witch. Oh, Scarlet Witch. I think it was the something of madness, whatever the fuck that movie was. Where she kills that Illuminati that had Captain Britain and I think that was supposed to be Photon, Monica Rambeau's character. But anyway,
it was Monica's mom.
So she straight dog wiped all the men, and then when it came to the women, they actually put up a fight. That was crazy. But I was saying you could have had Doctor Strange pull him through a fucking portal and then have him go and talk to the actual Illuminati and be like, okay, there's some big threat going on. So like kind of made him do it, and which is why we have Shuri kind of in control, like leading right now. Not killing this man and leaving it to her, but like attach him to this other plot that y'all have going on with this multiverse bullshit, but then keep Shuri's story focused on Wakanda, and she just holding it down until Big Bro come back. But then that would have been, to me, that would have been cool because again, you didn't have to see his face. He could have just been in a suit, and then they're telling him what's happening. And what's happening was, I don't know where Hulk was during this moment, but Black Panther was opposed to the Illuminati. Did you read the Planet Hulk comic and then the World War Hulk when he came back and all of that shit?
Oh yeah, he was mad at the Illuminati for throwing him off of the planet.
So he went after the Illuminati. Yep. Black Panther was opposed to, I don't exactly remember what comic it was, but I don't think he was in that with them because he wasn't an exact member. He would be there like from time to time because I remember him saying like, y'all's head so far up your asses. Y'all think y'all so smart that you're trying to make decisions for the rest of the world. And I'm not with that. So he would help when he felt the need to, but he wasn't like a main member of the Illuminati. So I said that would have been perfect to have him to go over there, be the Black Panther that we know him to be, not this whiny ass boy that we got in the movies that's like still longing for his father's approval and the weight of fucking Wakanda and like being their leader. All that shit is on him and what to do. I'm like, fuck that. Him being that badass, like, confident black male that he was to be like, no, I'm not with this shit. Like, you're not finna bring me in and make me do whatever that y'all want to do. And then you could have led us into a fucking World War Hulk movie where no, you don't have to call it World War Hulk because of rights or whatever the fuck. But when Hulk came back, I remember him addressing I just said his name, Professor Xavier, because Professor Xavier wasn't present for that meeting on what to do with the Hulk. So that's why he went to Professor X, and he said he just wanted to know what he would have done, because Hulk was going to kill him or not kill him based off of what decision Professor X was going to make with the Illuminati.
That comic had some great art. Andrea DeVito, I think, was the artist on that one.
I don't remember. I don't remember. But I'm saying like that. And so that conversation of him saying like, y'all think y'all so high and mighty making decisions for everybody else, now it's come back to bite you in the ass, basically. Now the Hulk came back and he's wreaking fucking havoc on the Illuminati. Not Scarlet Witch, the fucking Hulk that we know and love, not Mark Ruffalo's Hulk character that we see. But I'm like, that would have been a perfect way to show him in the suit, get somebody's voice, okay, but keep Black Panther around, but attach him to the bigger plot and keep Shuri there. As sure, she's the leader of Wakanda for right now, temporarily, like she did in the comics, but he's not dead. He's going to come back, and it's not some multiverse fucking ass pull excuse that y'all want to make up later on. So I'm like, the fact that me as a comic fan can come up with that off the top of my head, that's why I said like this company and like having all these people involved on these projects, the decades of history that they have, for y'all, for that to be the final product, for y'all to come to this conclusion, I'm like, that shit was purposeful, bro. So that's disgusting to me. That's another reason why I hate Disney Marvel. I still got my Lion King fucking stuffed animals, my Stitch stuffed animals, and all of that. Like I love classic Disney, but this new Disney, this shit is something else, and we need to let it die. I'm not looking to support them or give them my money. All right, that's the last thing I got to say.
I noticed the GameCube too. What are the other consoles?
It's just the Dreamcast up there.
Oh, the Dreamcast. That's what that is. That's why I didn't recognize it.
What does that mean?
It just means I'm not familiar with the Dreamcast, and it doesn't look so familiar. So I had to ask.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't want to tell you.
I
don't want to tell anyone, not you.
I got you. Nah, but the Dreamcast was an amazing console. A lot of people would say it was ahead of its time. That's why it failed, because it did have like internet capability.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, with the controller, it had a memory card that also served as like a little Tamagotchi type thing. So some games had features to where you could, your save data, you could take it and like do little stuff on the memory card that would actually transfer over to your game. Dreamcast was amazing, bro. Sonic Adventure, favorite Sonic games.
Oh, with the whale?
Yep, with the whale chasing you, that broken ass fucking segment. He might just fall through the fucking little boards or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, favorite Sonic game. It should be Storm sitting on the Wakanda throne. No, Dempsey, no woman should not be leading Wakanda.
No, she could be on the throne next to the throne.
She will be on the throne next to him, yes. World Breaker Hulk took out the X-Men all in. Basically, Sentry went toe-to-toe. Yeah, like he went through the X-Men. He went through the Legacy X-Men. He went through the next X-Men.
Issue 1 was against the Academy X team. Issue 2 was when the Astonishing X-Men showed up. And then issue 3 is the Xavier big it was great.
Yeah. And then I remember Black Bolt, because he was on this fake Illuminati team in that Doctor Strange movie. But yeah, he was going through wrecking folks shit. And yeah, to have some Marvel character, like some great Marvel character, like one of the Illuminati, like send out this call to the rest of them, like, I'm getting my shit wrecked. He coming after y'all next. And like, oh shit, Doctor Strange, like, we need Black Panther. He like, fuck no, I ain't had nothing to do with that. That's y'all problem. That would have been cold. And then I said, because you had She-Hulk to come out too, and she was in that comic, and she told everybody like, chill the fuck out. Let me go talk to my cousin. So I was like, that would have been a perfect time to get a well-adapted She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. Go try to show her lawyer skills in the show, show her as being a competent lawyer, and her try to use those skills, be a diplomat, and speak on behalf of Earth to Hulk. But so, no, fuck that. Like, I'm done with that. Like, the time to talk, like, is over. And sadly, he got to punch his cousin down first because she defended Earth. I'm like, that would have been an amazing scene, bro. That would have. Anyway,
maybe She-Hulk season 2.
Maybe.
No, maybe. That was a joke. You know. You don't know what Tatiana Maslany posted just the other day? She was saying cancel your Disney Pluses and cancel your ESPNs. She's not gonna have us. Yeah, it was over the Jimmy Kimmel thing, the censorship stuff. It was I think it came directly after that. It was related, right? So she's not with them anymore, and she's like, I like that because she's making it seem like this is her choice, when in reality we probably know that they weren't gonna forward or green light a second season. They probably weren't gonna use her too significant in Secret Wars. So like, she gets to act like it's her choice, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I like
Nah,
Tatiana Maslany's positions when she was protesting the strike. She was like, "But I can't believe Bob Iger said that they're trying to starve us out when he just doesn't want to pay us and he wants to use AI instead to do all the work." And she was like one of those, And I was like, "Oh, yes, cool." And she kind of walked her statements back, which I also pointed at. But like overall, I've seen her position on Palestine, and I'm like, okay, I got you, Tatiana Maslany. I'm on your team again.
Yeah. I like her as a person. I reacted to a video where she did. I'm like, as an entertainer, like she has a cool personality. I feel like I could hang out with her if we're not talking about real world shit. But like just her as a person, like cracking jokes, like a good spirit, she's definitely that. And I don't wish negativity on anybody. But if she was actually about Marvel and doing the character justice and at the forefront, then yeah, I would have wished her to be the best. Like keep going as She-Hulk. I don't think she looks like a good Jen Walters. She all tiny and she seemed like she's Mexican or some shit.
She needs to have more muscles, you think?
I think they need a average height woman. Supposed to be an average height white woman. But she looked like a short Hispanic lady. It's not the muscles, it's Jen Walters.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So, but I can accept the change. It's like what the fuck ever. But yeah, I'm just saying
because there's plenty of taller women who can play Jennifer Walters, but yeah, we can accept it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can accept her. But yeah, now the fact that she's out, then it's like, well, cool, fuck it. All right, let's get an actual Jen Walters now. Okay. Shuri has zero business sitting on that throne. Yeah. So, and that's why I said just her being there for the time being, holding it down while her brother's gone, which in actuality, Angela Bassett should have been the one holding it down. I understand it's a woman leader, but this is circumstantial. But I would have preferred her to Shuri as being the leader at that time. Also, because you ain't really chimed in, you ain't said that, so I'm gonna keep going. I've also said that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier shit, that series, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it in full. I just saw like clips or whatever. But I mean, we all know Cap should be Cap, okay? It shouldn't be a Bucky or a Falcon. But in one of those Black Panther movies, it was an end credit scene where T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, pulled out was it the arm? They gave him a new arm, and then he called him the White Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the series, when Falcon said, "Look at you, you just some White Panther," he was like, "It's White Wolf," so he corrected him. So I was like, "Bro, we have this character there," and I would have rather have seen fuck an animated series. I would rather have seen a series with, of course, Black Panther, the White Wolf, and then the Great Ape, M'Baku's Great Ape character. Because now we can actually have a story about race because this white dude killed our previous king.
His name is Hunter, the white guy who was adopted and is the brother of T'Challa. That was the White Wolf.
Yeah.
That guy's supposed to be named Hunter.
Yeah. All right, but it's Bucky for MCU, so we accept it. We accept the change. It changed the media, so it's Bucky now. I'm cool with that, but that's why I said like keep Cap. That way Bucky don't have to be. But anyway. We could have had a race story because now the white guy that killed our previous king has been accepted by the new king, T'Challa. And so now the White Wolf is trying to like prove that like, no, that wasn't really me. I love Black people. Like I'm with y'all. I need all the Black friends. But then see M'Baku kind of like give them some pushback on the team and then have T'Challa trying to be that diplomat and keep the peace between everybody and have Wakanda like to believe in his decision making. I'm like, that would have been a great series to see. Shuri had made the suits. The suits are not activated by the herb. And there is just technology. So it would have made sense that White Wolf, Great Ape, and T'Challa are doing their suit thing. And yeah, man, I forgot what the team was. what they were called, but they were led by the White Wolf. It was like a secret organization. Like the Dora Milaje would like
The crew?
No. That's the Thor, the Wrecking Crew. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
the crew. I forgot the name of the group, but they was like the Anbu Black Ops from Naruto.
Oh, the Hatsudzuraze.
Okay, that probably some African shit, but they was like a covert, like undercover, like team. So I'm like, that would have been a good way to. You could at least call their three that say that that's what their name is called, or you could have had Bucky, White Wolf, actually lead a group of like soldiers to like do little shit like that. And I'm just like, it's just so many ways they could have handled this whole Wakandan thing.
Nah. The only way to do it was to kill T'Challa. What are you talking about? The great
Kill him.
representative was needed to be gone. That's you know how many kids wanted to dress up like him? You know how many white kids wanted to dress up like him? Can't have that now.
Bro, to be honest with you, you know how many black women that I talked to who took their sons to see the movie expecting to see Black Panther? I'm not saying it was disappointed because you know they for some reason, whether it's our own doing or the social engineering that's happening, but they love to see a strong black woman holding it down and a man not there. A lot of them love to see it, and that's disgusting. But yeah, a lot of them did expect to see a Black Panther, the male Black Panther, when they saw the movie, but that wasn't it when they went and saw it. So yeah, man, shame on Marvel, bro. So I hate that fucking company. Disney's Marvel. So yeah, that's all I got for you,
I
Chill.
think I hate them more. AJ. I don't know. It's a contest. Who hate them
Maybe
more?
you do. Maybe you do. That made you light skinned, my brother. So, all right. Do you want to get into the other two, or we gonna call it? We stretching and yawning.
Call it. Subscribe to Chillmonger.
Let's Dempsey, if you could drop that. If he's not on, if he's not present, I will send it. Pull it up in the private chat.
Just spell Chillmonger on your social media apps. You know, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, Twitter, or wherever you want to follow Chillmonger. You subscribe.
You are
Dempsey.
Chill.
We don't need the link, Dempsey. I want people to do the work. Type those 11 letters.
People are lazy, bro. But I feel you. If they do the work, then it's more genuine.
But next time we talk, we should do it about Ianu, and I'll actually prepare like a little something.
For sure. We're gonna do that. I want to do that. I'm dropping your link anyway, Chill.
Subscribe.
There you go. Subscribe to him. Yeah, he great dude. I've been waiting.
You know what I want you to watch? Watch my stream. Watch my stream from yesterday, but skip to the last half hour where we're just talking about T'Challa and how he's not going to be recast, and the voice actor can't even be. They won't even hire a voice actor for T'Challa in the new Marvel Zombies. Watch the stream yesterday. It's a 2-hour video. Just start from like hour 2. It's like it's a 2.5-hour video, right?
I'm gonna watch the whole stream. I'm gonna watch. I do be watching y'all straight.
Don't save your time. Just watch that T'Challa part.
I like to hear y'all takes. I like, again, and I'm not calling Darius out because I like what he did. I've even messaged him and said like I love that you fighting for black people. I disagree how he's probably going about it, but I would love to have that conversation.
I disagree with him about things too, and we're fine.
Yeah. So hey, if he want to come on, let's have that conversation. But yeah, I like to see my black people out there doing it, and because the representation shit was why I was like, okay, let me really do this YouTube thing. Like, yeah, I saw like a weird change in culture and like the pushing of I'm just gonna say terrible content. But when I started seeing like that Soul movie, the new Proud Family, the Lion King, and how Jon Favreau like focused on black people, but it's like shit. It was just like, okay, yeah, this is getting discussed. John Boyega. And how everybody thought he was about to be the next main character, and how he was treated. I was like, all right, bro, I got to say something.
Yeah, John Boyega said something.
Yeah. So that's how I got into YouTube. What made me make mine and do this. So, all right, bro, that's it for the show. Subscribe to this man. Subscribe to Chillmonger. Show him your support. Watch his content. I'm gonna be real with you, just like I tell everybody else. If you don't fuck with him, if you ain't gonna watch his content, don't subscribe. It fucks with his analytics or all that type of shit. So, like, actually be invested in the people that you subscribe to. Even if you don't care about their takes, there's so many goddamn people I'm subscribed to. I just leave that shit on in the background. I'm trying to support. Get your numbers up or whatever, because I respect people. People should have a voice their opinions, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna do the same way with the intro, bro. I'm gonna play some commercials because it's all about that nostalgia. And I hope y'all had a good time. Appreciate you, Chill. For real, man. Because like, bro, I keep saying I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. And I knew it was gonna be a good conversation when we did. And bam, here we are. I'm getting together, I'm putting together a team. Black Tony Stark right here. It's gonna be called the Black Delegation. And we're gonna have we're gonna get a bunch of us on there. The initiative. We're gonna figure it out. I'm spitballing. I'm cracking jokes right now, but I do want to have a black ass show where we talk about this stuff because, like I was saying, black people we really are divided on a lot of this stuff in our portrayals in media. Some people approve, some people disapprove, some people waiting to support. Some of us are checked out. I want to have that conversation with other people who are in this
I want to
space.
talk to people who support Ironheart, even though she made a deal with the devil at the end of the episode and she was part of the gang for 6 episodes. I want to talk to them and just say, no, guys, wake up. That's bad representation. Not everything is good.
Bad representation. Yes, black does not equal good. And white people would tell, bro, I don't do it no more. I don't entertain it. But like some of the white people online would say, well, you should love it. It's black. What the fuck does that have to do with anything with me liking the character? Anyway. All right, Chill. Yeah, man, I can complain forever. Let me find a commercial. Is anything relevant to this? Not really, but
Find the Booker T Chef Boyardee commercial where he does the spinner. Oh, you're not a wrestling fan? Oh man,
I know Booker T though. I was doing the spinner Rooney.
Okay, yeah. Find that commercial one day.
I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it for the next one. For the next Saturday morning suit up.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out.
I've never seen anything like it. There's fruit everywhere.
Donkey Kong is back in an adventure so big, it's taking the country by storm.
In reaction, the governor has called in additional troops.
It's the hairiest Donkey Kong yet.
Now this, you can get the limited edition Donkey Kong 64 bundle pack. It includes a limited edition Jungle Green console and matching controller, plus Donkey Kong 64 game for $129.99.
Donkey Kong 64, and you thought insanity was crazy.
Hey, what if this rainbow doesn't exist and it's just in our imagination?
Believe the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Just another day at the Daily Bugle. Got that sinking feeling, Spider-Man. Will someone please take out the garbage? Wherever I go, Hobgoblin misses me. How about a little trim, Spider-Man? Not too much off the side, Doc-Ock.
Parachute Spider-Man, playset and figures sold separately.
Not the alpha male. I, Mojo Jojo, am the alpha. It isn't fair. He gets all the girls.
We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. Won't you buy him? Take them, try them. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. Don't you want a gorilla you could call your own? A little gorilla be with you when you're all alone. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. Don't you call him a monkey, he don't got no tail. And if he did, then McGilla the monkey would be for sale. With shoes on his feet, suspenders, and a hat on his head. There's not much about our dear little gorilla that hasn't been said. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. Except for Mr. Peebles, he don't like primates. McGilla gorilla just isn't a mammal with whom he relates. He'll sell you a cat or a dog or a bird or a tiny goldfish. But down deep inside Mr. Peebles, he's got himself only one wish, saying, we got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, McGilla gorilla for sale. There's a girl called OG and she wants to buy a little gorilla from Peebles, he ain't asking why. Just get that thing out my window, you can hear him cry, but she's got no money. Mr. Peebles almost died, saying, we got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. Won't you buy him, take him, try him? We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, Magilla gorilla for sale.
So I'm not sure I get you. Give me a real fight.
Any of you guys read that chapter in The Art of War about misdirection?